I think we should get rid of Chat Pro Saturday and just have results-oriented Saturday.
Oh, Chat Pro Saturday is not a thing, just to be clear. I vetoed that yesterday.
Wow, I thought they had a pretty good chance for a while there.
Well, some fellas are lucky and some ain't.
Oh, imagine if they had Chat Pro Saturday for the single chip debacle. Would have thrown it. They would have had to make the. They would have had to choose. It would be their ruling. It would be the chat's ruling. Move over, Toby.
Interesting. Foggin wants to know how much Kozenkai has behind. Similar size stacks, but Kozenkai does have Foggin covered.
5 seconds. Time.
Foggin playing a time bank card.
If Foggin shoves this hand, I'm not coming back for 2 levels.
Seconds.
Well, Foggin does not shove.
Let's see a flop.
Foggin calls the re-raise. Wants to see a flop. Has less than 20 big blinds behind. And has hit a flush draw. Kozenkai still ahead though with jacks.
Yeah, but look at that SPR. I mean, he kind of needs to check shove
Sheesh.
and hope to fold out, you know, the ace queens and ace jack type hands.
3 check.
But are those even going to bet fold the flop? They're probably going to check or even bet call with this kind of SPR. So Foggin might just decide to check call here.
Okay, well, we have got a C-bet from Kozenkai of 225,000.
Okay, so yeah, I should be a bit more clear. It's not just the ace queens and the ace jacks, right? Kozenkai can have some bluff raises here. Let's say he has ace 5 of clubs. 3-betting, hoping to get Foggin to fold pre. That's the kind of hand that would C-bet and fold to a shove here. So there are a lot of bluff hands that Kozenkai can have here that he's going to bet, and then you just take it down with a shove. But Kozenkai ain't folding this. So I think you want to lean shove in Foggin's seat. You know, if your opponent 3-bet you with queen jack of clubs.
Well, he's check raised all in, Griffin. Playing the flush draw, and I think Kozenkai's hand is too strong to fold here.
Yeah, he's not thrilled because they're, you know, the king-queen suiteds, the king-jack suiteds, both of them are active here with the 2 jacks being blocked and the kings. But the times that your opponent has the ace-10 suiteds or the queen-10 suiteds, even apparently the 9-10 suiteds, you just can't burn the money and bet fold here for another, you know, 15 big blinds. But you can imagine the pain, right? What if you're getting trapped here? What if he just has aces? But you do block a bunch of those suited king combos with the jacks, right? So it's super less likely that he has king jack suited. So you're just hoping to even consider folding. You think he has aces or king queen suited exactly. King queen off would fold pre probably, right? King 10 suited, would that really call? I feel his pain, but he's got to put those chips in. There it is.
Well, he gets it in as a 71% favorite, and Mark Foggin is at risk and behind.
Yeah, no over. He's just going to love to see this hand. This is the exact hand you want to see because even ace, you know, all the ace-x suiteds has that overcard, but just the pairs being dead, that's the dream right here.
And that jack on the turn has Mark Foggin drawing dead. He is eliminated in 13th place. Cashes for $61,850 and takes us down to 12 players in the EPT CYPRUS main event.
So 17 big blinds from +1. If we saw him sort of confidently raising with that offsuit ace earlier, Joe, I think you were probably going to see the same thing again from the king queen here. I mean, considerable ICM at this stage, right? So you don't want to just be smashing in this many big blinds when the min raise is a very viable strategy. That's exactly what he goes for, 160K. King queen, very playable hand regardless, unless you run into you guy.
Oh my goodness.
This is not the most ridiculous flatting spot either, Joey. If you wanted to get tricky.
You guy does appear to have some tricks up his sleeves as well.
Yeah, so far been really impressed with you guys' strat. Gonna use the time bank here. I would love to see a flat here. It'd be so spicy. I think that's what he's weighing up. He's looking at his stack. He's trying to just make sure.
$160, the original bet, the raise, the re-raise, 380,000, and Kuznetsov just sort of wistfully staring into the distance, wondering what might have been had action not gone this way before it got to him.
Yep. And decides to 3-bet, but it's a nice small sizing from you guy.
5 seconds.
Carbo waking up with a bad ace. Back to Tatar. I feel like, Nick, with Carbo on 9 big blinds, and oh my goodness.
Wow, was
He
not
knows
expecting that.
once he got snap called, I mean, we didn't even have time to cut to you guy before the call was made. Tatar, yeah, this is very likely to be quite painful. Now, typically, we would make sure the action on the other table is finished before we run this. However, I think the action is already finished. It is. I thought there was a strong chance Tatar was going to get away from this entirely, given that there are 2 shorter stacks.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Felt like maybe he was being picked on.
yeah, in terms of equity, this is about as bad as it gets pre-flop.
2 diamonds on the flop, not helpful for Tatar. Would have needed to see 2 spades.
Now it's got to be running queens. If you want king queen from Tatar to have a chance.
No queen.
But that'll do it as well. Potential straight draw now.
Can hit the 9 or the ace for a run. Otherwise, he'll be running from the table. King on the river. Top pair, no good.
Welcome back to live coverage of the Cyprus leg of the PokerStars European Poker Tour as day 5 of the main event continues. Players coming back from the dinner break at the Merit Royal Diamond Hotel, Casino and Spa. And for the first time in this tournament, every remaining player will be sat around the same table. Just before the dinner break, we got down to 9 with Kenny Hallett eliminated in 10th place. That necessitated the final redraw of the tournament. Now 9 players are coming to the main stage. We will continue tonight until we are down to 6 players or until we've played to the end of level 31. We've got the rest of level 29 to play out. Got about 8 minutes left on the clock. We'll roll straight into level 30 and then a break, then level 31. Now, in case you missed yesterday's announcement, when we get to NAPT Las Vegas next month, we are bringing back the big game. We have the big game on tour because it's taking place on the North American Poker Tour. We're filming a couple of sessions, 2 tables on November the 8th and 9th. And of course, it's the big game. We need loose cannons. And so we are qualifying and casting 2 loose cannons to take part in the big game on tour. And those qualifying tournaments, which will then lead to the casting process, are taking place on Sunday, November 5th. By the way, it's James Hartigan with Joe Stapleton.
Hello, my babies.
And Griffin Benger.
Hello, everyone.
And Joe, I know you're very excited about this.
Super excited, not just for the loose cannons, but for seeing great TV, high-stakes cash game poker yet again. The loose cannon element not only is a great story for the loose cannon, but is a great attractor for people who like playing high-stakes poker. We get some of the people out of the woodwork who wouldn't play on your high-stakes streams normally.
Plus, after we have filmed the big game, we've then got 3 days of live streaming from NAPT Las Vegas, covering the last 2 days of the main event and the final table of the 5K High Roller. That is Friday, November 10th to Sunday, November 12th on the PokerStars Twitch and YouTube channels. The 3 of us will be there, along with Maria and Nick. So 2 days of the big game, 3 days of the NAPT. First 2 days we're filming. Those will be post-produced shows, which you'll see down the line sometime in 2024. But the 3 days of live streaming will be, as the name suggests, live.
And if you guys haven't been to Resorts World yet, it's about as new a casino as you could have on the Las Vegas Strip. Gorgeous.
We will be there as we check on the remaining players in the EPT CYPRUS main event. And it is Halil Tashirek who has the chip lead, more than 10 million right now, a significant advantage over the rest of the field, Griffin.
Yeah, absolutely. Our first 8-figure stack. Look at that.
It's a weird sight to see because the biggest stack at our previous table was Jose Gonzalez with around 60 and everyone else trailing. So that's where all the chips are, I guess.
And a reminder, we've got just under 10 minutes left to play at the 5,100 blind level. No super short stack. So we've got Victor Ugay and Nikita Kuznetsov, both with 25 bigs. Preet Parmasto with a sub-20 big blind stack. But no one at immediate risk of elimination. And that's why we highlight again, Griffin, that we'll play out to the end of level 31. There is no guarantee that we'll get down to 6 tonight.
Yep. We might just run out of time, but we're going to do everything we can over here. Some payouts. Already guaranteed just under $100,000.
And then once we're at the official final table, it's 6-figure scores right until we get to that first prize of more than $1 million. Of course, we will not pay that first prize. We will not present the trophy until we have our champion. That will be tomorrow. Make sure you join us on Sunday from 1 p.m. local time. That's noon Central European summertime. Every single hand from the final table, live and cards up. Once again, on the PokerStars Twitch and YouTube channels. It seems that most of the players have returned from dinner. There is no sign of Jose Gonzalez, but I'm not sure how long the tournament staff are going to give it before they decide to get cards in the air again.
I mean, if he's having a traditional Spanish dinner, it could be hours until he returns.
There is our chip leader from Turkey, Halil Tashirek.
He's just been playing solid, too, as far as I can tell, the last couple of days.
Pretty solid, but we saw a couple nice moves. A really brilliant 3-barrel bluff against Bjorn Kozenkai 2 or 3 levels ago with the Queen 10 that I think everyone was very impressed by. That million chip bet on the river.
So still no sign of Gonzalez, but away we go. 9-handed action in the EPT CYPRUS main event, picking up with 9 minutes on the clock at the 5,100 blind level. And the action will start with Nikita Kuznetsov.
Time. Such a funny thing.
Darwin on YouTube asking any info on the lineups for the big game. Not that we're revealing yet. Kuznetsov raising with queens, 210,000. And Parmasto is all in with ace-jack.
That did not take long.
Maybe the fact that the Spaniard hasn't returned, this is convincing Parmasto that he can open his shove range up a bit, but this is pretty rough eight-handed.
There is the call, and Parmasto has one overcard to Kuznetsov's pair. As Gonzalez returns to see the run out of this board.
Probably for the best he wasn't here.
Preet Parmasto, the player at risk and the player who is behind right now with 5 cards to come. There's a jack. So 3 outs for Parmasto when you take into account the folded cards. 2 aces, 1 jack. Now down to 2 queens and 1 jack.
Indeed.
3 outs for Parmasto, an 8% chance of survival. The river card is a 4, and on the first hand of 9-handed play, we lose Preet Parmasto. Eliminated in 9th place, cashing for $96,425. We have reached the official final table in just 1 hand, with everyone now guaranteed at least 125K.
Very impressive performance from Parmasto. We saw some really aggressive, strong moves. Clearly someone that wasn't afraid to put the pressure on, and even there in the bust that hand, take a marginal spot, hoping that Kuznetsov was just going for a raise fold under the gun there. But sometimes you put it in on that 30%er and it doesn't hit.
I'm moving the table a little bit.
Nikita Kuznetsov now playing 4.6 million, 46 big blinds. He has $1.4 million in live earnings. Most of his biggest live cashes have come in the USA, but he did have a 7th place finish in the EPT Sochi main event in 2020.
Technical issues.
Yeah, the name's familiar. I'm surprised that it's not more appearances than that deep in an EPT.
Be cold. Thank you.
For all my hockey fans out there, Kuznetsov is a famous hockey player that plays for the Washington Capitals.
Oh, maybe that's why I know it.
Yeah. It's one of the longtime teammates of Alexander Ovechkin.
Who was the hockey player that you gave that statue to my Tinder date that time?
Pavel Datsyuk,
Got it.
Detroit Red Wings legend. And if not already, future Hall of Famer.
That was really nice of you. I think that's the only reason she hung out with me that night.
Yeah.
When I say
Well,
hung out,
yeah, we know. They know. Everyone knows what you mean.
Hey, you made it.
It's funny. I've never told anyone that. Like my brother would appreciate that story so much. You know, like my hockey fan friends. Thanks.
they'd probably be mad at you.
Yeah. I told you you are a survivor. On day 3. Yeah.
Let's make day 6. No.
I mean, she was a real hockey fan. Pavel Datsuk's like, I mean, if you gonna, it's like, you know, you have to know hockey to know who Pavel. It's not like Sidney Crosby or Wayne Gretzky or something. It's like, you know.
She didn't just see something in your house she wanted and make up a story on the spot.
Yeah.
Where is all that stuff now, by the way?
I sold it all. Most of it.
I assume you made a profit on it.
Yeah, it's such a big profit. With all the boxes I didn't take care of. And let me be clear, I didn't sell it. I hired someone.
You mean repo men came to your house and boxed it against your will?
On one of the nerdy Facebook groups, the guy drove down from Toronto.
Oh, you sold it in bulk?
No, he like knew where to
Okay.
sell them off, and you know, gave him a little, cut him off a little piece, you know.
Got it.
Get these away from me. They're everywhere.
Once again, we've got the Gilles Simon fans watching on Twitch asking us to spam this Willie to support Gilly.
Oh.
Didn't Kuznetsov just have queens?
Well, the poker gods saw that you guy folded queens pre-flop to a 4-bet and was like, you know what? If you don't know what to do with these, we're going to give them to somebody else.
Maybe it's the poker goddesses.
Exactly. I'm sorry. I wasn't being gender specific, but yes.
Well, because they're queens, yeah.
I got
it.
I got it.
You know I like to check sometimes.
Sure. No, I know. I got that one too.
Kuzi, not kidding around with this sizing. Nearly 5x. Just trying to say to Tassarak, yeah, dude, like, just please fold. Like, let's move on. Tassarak's like, all right, dude. We're buddies. For now.
No, Godzetti, the folded cards do not go back in the deck for the flop.
Thank you to Elkanut for this hashtag fun fact that I will have to get verified because it's come from a member of the audience. 4 players at this table. Kozenkai, Schumacher, Yuge, and Tassurek can become their respective countries' first EPT champion.
I don't know about Schumacher being the first Austrian champion. What else we got?
So we've got Kozenkai from Hungary.
No.
No, as in there's already been a Hungarian.
Pretty sure there's been a Hungarian champion.
Definitely need to get this checked. Gonzalez has opened under the gun with ace-king.
It might be the first Austrian to win in Cyprus.
Tassurek calling with 9-8 of diamonds. We've got Simon in the small blind. Queen 10. And now we've got Victor Yuge in the big blind with ace-queen.
Oof. This could be very big trouble for Yuge here. Starting the hand with 24 big blinds, a very aggressive opener under the gun, 8-handed, and Gonzalez is going to have a lot of raise folds. Tassarak, this isn't really a situation that he would be trapping very often, so almost always going to have a folding hand against his 24 big blind stack. So there is the shove.
The squeeze shove from Yuge, and one assumes that Gonzalez is going to reshove, which he does.
Yeah, and Yuge hates that even before the cards are turned up.
Yep.
Hello, guys.
It is a domination situation. Yuge at risk and behind.
And if you remember, Simone folding the queen in the small blind, so that's one less out. They don't call it the triangle of life.
The triangle of double ups doesn't really work.
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Ace 7-4. Yuge 12% to win the pot outright. 2% chance of a chop.
Would love a diamond. Spice things up a little here.
Oh, there is the diamond, and that gives Yuge additional outs. Could hit a diamond, could hit a queen.
And they're both trying to keep their cool, but look at these expressions. Flexing jawbones, cheekbones. It is just nerves up to here when you're playing for this kind of money, this kind of prestige.
Nope, 6 of clubs is a brick, and that will see Victor Yuge eliminated in 8th place. Coming back from dinner, we've seen 2 quick eliminations, losing Preet Parmasto in 9th, and now Victor Yuge in 8th. He cashes for $125,350. We are down to 7, and if we lose one more player, we are done for the day.
That has happened pretty quickly.
And I guess we should not have been so cruel, so cynical.
Was cynical, I wouldn't say cruel.
To have doubted Elkanuts.
Yeah, sorry, Elkanuts.
There has never been an Austrian main event champion. There has never been a Hungarian main event champion.
You were
and
really
I think
sure about that, Joe.
You know why? Because they all become Austrian after they win.
And we knew that Turkey and Turkmenistan were obviously going to be on the list of first-time countries.
People suddenly become Austrian at the payout cage. I apologize, Elkanuts.
No discount?
Richard Toth never won an EPT. Who's the other one?
There have been a few Hungarians who've come close.
You're right, Snake, the flying 3K. Hungarians usually finishing 2nd place.
And Kuznetsov not getting many hands off here. Certainly could justify making a tight fold, but we are only playing 7-handed. This is a very strong hand. You're in the penultimate position. Does that work? The cutoff? Love that word.
I still don't know what the cutoff is.
585.
It's the spot beside the dealer. The dealer would be ultimate position.
Which one's the hijack?
The one before the cutoff.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm pretty sure that gets Mandela affected every time. I think it's like a USB cable. Whichever one I do, it's the opposite.
So the very quick fold from Dato. And look how effective that 3-bet is, right? And that's why, I know you don't want to hear it, Joe, but the blocker thing is important, right? When you have a king-queen there, it's less likely your opponent's going to have kings and queens and ace-queen, ace-king. And that means that when all those other aces, they're probably going to fold every single one to your 3-bet, right? Ace-jack, top of fold range there, quickly goes in the muck. So much ICM consideration. Didn't even have to make it that big. 240 to 585. Ace-jack, snap fold. So very effective hand selection there.
When it works. Cardisa, I don't mind these dumb questions if they're genuine. Do they have to play every EPT? No. This is an at-will.
You pays your money, you makes your choices.
That's right.
Can we make that a rule, though? We get great turnouts.
If the whole world has to play every EPT, how would you even... I'm going to agree it is a dumb question.
I think he meant everyone that comes to the event, like this one. Would
So
have to come
play one, play all. So if you're intending to play one EPT, you have to play all 5 of them.
Yeah. You can never leave, but you can live forever. Come to the EPT.
Decoot, who is noting that I'm answering more questions than I've ever seen. It's because of this. If someone asks a genuine question, I will... All right, you point at my whiskey, that's fine. Maybe that's why. Maybe old Uncle Daddy gets a little soft when he's had a couple of tugs on the bottle.
Just the bottle.
Don't mess with old Uncle Terry when he's had a little bit of drink in him.
By the way, Dato's all in.
About to be?
Hmm. You want to hear him say it?
Yeah, be cool. Damn it. I talked over it telling you to be quiet. Unreal.
And Simon says fold, but he doesn't like it. That's a pretty hand. It is a very strong hand to get in the button, but not the kind of hand you can call a 20 big blind shove with. Them's the rules.
So Dato,
Thank you.
one-time chip leader, now the second shortest stack with 24 big blinds. We are now at level 30. Blinds are 60,000, 120,000 with a 120K big blind ante.
That was the fastest level ever.
Yeah, that felt quick. That felt no more than like 8 minutes, but my sense of time is obviously off.
Well, the surprising thing for him was actually 9.
Digging the shirt, scarf, sweater combo going on here for Schumacher. I like it. Sort of like a cool dad situation.
You know what, Griffin? I think that's a delightful comment from you. I couldn't agree more. You know what?
Can you get this man
You
another?
don't get enough credit for how funny you are.
I've only just noticed you're wearing a hat.
Yeah,
The Royal Montreal Golf Club.
yeah.
They allow you in?
No, I was brought in as a guest once, and I bought a hat. So everyone thinks that I'm at a cool golf club.
They probably made him buy a shirt, too, that he had to wear that day.
Well, it's Gilles Simon's turn to be dealt pocket fives. It's raise from the cutoff. It's raise and take it.
Yeah, nice little subtle sizing thing there, making it quite a bit bigger than normal, just under 2.5x into the chip leader's big blind. Maybe wanting to dissuade him from continuing, just wanting to take it down. So much power does Tesseract, like in Avengers, have in every post-flop pot against the other players with that big chip lead.
Yeah, we decided that when he moves all in on a bluff, he's got 2 infinity stones.
Nice. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Tesseract is a single. It is an infinity stone, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Was it the Mind Stone?
Wasn't there? I thought the infinity stone was inside the Tesseract.
I thought the Tesseract transformed
It went
into an Infinity Stone.
into the infinity stone?
Yeah, it went.
Okay. Got it.
That was
Which-
like 78 movies ago.
which
How
stone
am I
was
supposed to
it, though?
remember this? It was the Mind Stone. It's
Okay.
the one that gets put into Loki's rod, and then he controls Bloki. The one who's all in Swedish guy.
Mayor of Kingstown.
Jeremy Renner?
No. Well, yes, him too, but before that, the scientist dude. with the Incredible Hulk.
Stellan Skarsgård?
Oh,
Yes.
Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An Incredible Hulk.
Thor.
Thor, yeah. Dark
It was
elves.
20 years and 50 movies ago.
Tinky Winky's saying the space stone was inside the Tesseract, which leads me to believe that it was not.
I think it might have been actually. Yeah.
What's the
Mind Stone
Space
doesn't sound-
Stone?
That's what I'm saying. There is no space stone.
I think there is.
There is?
Yeah.
Just like there's a Hungarian
Space,
winner.
Mind.
Time.
Time.
Water.
No.
Earth, wind, fire, heart.
Super serum.
Sorry. Can you?
I miss Iron Man.
Maybe it's the
Spoilers.
lights and the air dark, but it looks like some kind of different.
No, sometimes it's just from
Pokerface is asking, what the hell is this about?
Yeah, it's a fair question. Moving on.
Sorry. You know what? We're gonna.
From the heat. Okay.
Yeah. We deserve that. Here we go. Space, mind, time, power, reality,
Definitely not me.
Who
soul.
has the warm hand? Who is nervous?
Oh, me definitely.
The Soul Stone was inside a Bill Withers album.
From the cup.
3 still good on an 8-8-7 flop. Do you remember Thanos making portals?
No.
No. Apparently that was done using the Space Stone. Wow.
There is also the gallstone.
The what?
The gallstone? For when you have unmitigated gall. Thank you, Faux Daddy. 3 in the turn.
That is a full house.
That's a lot of crabs.
Something else Griffin got at the Montreal Royal Golf Club after he had to wear a pair of house boxers.
Stop it. I'm thinking about that beard again.
Old Greg has the funky stone. Okay, I'm going to say that in the voice of the character intended, all right? Now we can finally rest and watch the sun rise on a grateful universe.
Not bad.
Is that
That's my
Vin
thing.
Diesel?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, that was him in Fast 7.
I literally thought you were doing Dominic Toretto. Then.
I'm not sure if I have a good Thanos. It was my first try.
It wasn't that bad.
Leveling up.
Gonzalez.
You want the things.
One of those moments where no one laughs along with you because you're the only one stacking chips.
Yeah, with a full house.
He is closing in on Tashirak. Has 80 big blinds right now. The chip leader with 84 bigs. The shortest stack is Bjorn Kozenkai with just over 20 big blinds.
You know, that would be a good crossover, that after Thanos snapped his
yeah,
fingers and
yeah.
half of the universe disappeared, Dominic Toretto came after him because half of his family disappeared.
Family.
Stream shows everything, Jose.
The
And that guy doesn't even have friends. Like
The Avengers
all
hired
he
Dominic
has.
Toretto to steal the Infinity Stones.
Yeah. Don't get cocky, Guns. What are you doing? From the hijack?
Which one's that again?
So far away. You got to skip over the cutoff. You got to jump over the button.
So far, so good.
You have to swim past the small blind.
Splish splash.
And then finally climb over
Mount Big Blind.
the Bjorn.
Call.
That sounded like all to me. sounded pretty binding.
King 9 Trey. Well, Jack High still the best hand.
It's about to go into the muck.
So you might be wondering why you're seeing this 6-4 offsuit raise from the hijack. Obviously, it's not standard. But this final table now is about the haves and the have-nots. And Halil Tassarak and Jose Gonzalez have a lot of license to just go a little buck wild, because these 40 big blind, even the 30 big blind stack of Yannick Schumacher really can't get too out of line. They can't really 3-bet the ace-9s, ace-10 offs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Did he say butt wild?
Buck wild.
I think he said butt wild, though.
As in, hey ladies, if your man wants to get buck wild, just go back and hit him up style.
I know it's buck wild, but I think Griffin said butt wild.
I didn't.
Do you think it's butt naked or buck naked?
What?
Pretty sure he said butt.
Primal D says, who got eliminated? No one. Kozenkai folded on the flop. Thank you for your question.
And Gonzalez is going to raise a 6-4 off. I'm telling you right now, that King 4 suited's going in the muck. What do I know? He looks down at the King 4 of hearts and says the butt stops here.
Yes.
Thank you for your question.
Round to the blinds. 10-9 for Bjorn Kozenkai in the small. He completes Nikita Kuznetsov in the big. There's Queen Deuce of Diamonds.
Okay.
Let's get this party started.
Courteous.
Throw all the kids in the pool. Whoa!
Top two for Kozenkai. Flush draw for Kuznetsov. It's a post-flop flip. He has also got the gut shot straight draw.
Yeah, and you have to imagine on 20 big blinds, Kozenkai is going to feel pretty comfortable just getting all the money in now, and I think that's what the effective check is here. Going to get a lot of bets from Kuznetsov from, you know, your rogue 7Xs and Jack Xs and some Queen Xs as well. Now, this particular hand, depending on Kozenkai's sizing, we could see a flat of the check raise or a shove. I mean, remarkable percentages here.
Yeah,
Nearly 50-50, and just the call from Kozenkai. Wants to keep those bluffs in. You have the board so destroyed here, right? So unlikely that your opponent has something they'd be prepared to get all in with. So Kozenkai instead is just going to be like, you know what? I'll just let him keep betting. Try to rep me off my perceived 8-6 off or, you know, King 9.
Check.
And then you get 2 bluffs, and maybe you decide to just put the rest in here. And boy, if he does, as this bet is going to represent almost 30% of Bjorn's stack. Actually, pretty much exactly 30%. Kuznetsov is going to wish he had just checked this back and seen the free river. Try to hit that diamond or jack. Instead,
All in.
Ooh, look at the
Stings.
face. The pain.
Just stings.
The full pot size bet. And now
Don't, please.
Kuznetsov needs to know how much more is it to call. 1.38.
I didn't hear it, please.
3.5 in the pot.
He just
Thank you so much.
Oh, I
can't
gotta
really
thank you.
call. He just can't.
No, he knows that. I think that's what the face was about.
Yeah. And this is what's going to happen sometimes when you take aggressive action. And you might be thinking, oh, what a bad bet. What was he doing? Why didn't he just... Well, Kozenkai's not always going to have 2 pair there. He's going to have King 8 and just fold to the big bet on the turn. You know, you gotta work with what you got.
Broken and blue.
What?
The back is broken. I use the blue one.
The badge is blue, the badge is broken. Seemingly talking in some kind of code.
I
Maybe.
don't know.
I mean,
I leave it in the hands of one of the staff when I'm coming quick.
There are blue badges they
It's
are
not
wearing.
here.
It's like
I
a
don't know why.
merit.
Probably
you're
he put
talking
it
about.
anywhere else.
Wants his phone, maybe?
Ah, okay, sorry. That one, thanks. Pass. Thank you.
240,000.
Andrea, the announcer, Dato, verbally declares his bet. 240K with ace-10. Schumacher folds the 9-8. Kozenkai gives up the button. Kuznetsov out from the small blind. Gilly in the big.
Oh boy.
Has pocket jacks.
Silly Gilly.
Have not versus have not. Have not versus have some.
$840.
Re-raises to 840. And a quick fold from Andrea Dato, who's now playing 20 bigs at the 61-20 blind level. Still 67 minutes to run on this level. Action folded to Schumacher, he's out. Round to the button. Ace-10 for Kuznetsov. Raises to 255,000.
Oh, the sweater fell. It's a tell. Get out of there.
Oh yeah, I followed.
Probably one of the worst. Okay.
It's boring, you know.
Where?
You have to do something.
Where? Ah, you can watch it later. Yeah, no. I'm not gonna. I keep my 65 minutes of information.
Alco asks, what level are we at? This is level 30. And we're going to play to the end of level 31 tonight, or stop if we get down to 6 players.
Oh, sorry.
Schumacher playing a hand. Starts just over 30 big blinds, raising here with ace-10 of clubs. Kuznetsov with ace-8 in the cutoff.
It's got to be the peel, right? The peel's the reason we play. Every hand, a new chance, a new hope.
Hashtag play for the peel.
Play for the peel. Like that, like looking down and seeing two fat clangers.
A regal hand for a regal beard, and a re-raise from Gonzalez.
He doesn't look so much like a king as he does an advisor to one. One who can't be killed by conventional methods.
$850,000. A lot of schmeckles. Not a lot of room here to just, you know, call and try to get there. This is really just a shove or fold spot, and you're gonna want to lean fold.
Oh boy.
You know what? Has found the call. You know, were this ace-jack offsuit, I don't think Schumacher would be doing this, but you are going to be beating the bluff range. Something like ace-10 suited, you know, a 3-bet with like ace-5 of diamonds and stuff like that. And also, if you are up against the big hands like this, like the kings, you can hit that ace.
Always an ace on the desk when you have kings. Gonzalez continues 525 into 1.9.
Unlike Griffin's recent dinner date, Gonzalez not bulletproof, but is firing away.
I see what you did there.
The call from Schumacher, this hand going to the turn. Nearly 3 million chips in the middle. 3 of clubs changes nothing. Gonzalez, 5% equity.
And Gonzalez right now is thinking, you gotta be kidding me. Because quite frankly, there aren't really any Jack X hands. I think that Schumacher flats pre, doesn't just decide, hey, let's call with the Jack 10 suited here with 7 people left in this main event. Playing 30 big blinds effective. He recognizes this is the ace queen off, ace
Had to
queen
slow
suited,
it down.
the ace jack suited, the ace 10 suited, or the trapped pocket aces, frankly. Certainly king queen suited is a possibility of diamonds. And Schumacher's feeling quite comfortable, expecting his opponent to either be shutting down with bluffs or have something like kings, queens, but no real reason to bet. Most of the time, just going to be folding out the worst hands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Schumacher is going to get paid on this river once Gonzalez checks. I think Gonzalez is too aware of the way that his range is broken down, and it just includes so many more aces than it does, you know, the one combo, in my opinion, of diamonds. Maybe something like king, queen of spades calls the 3-bet pre, would float the flop with the backdoor spades, but I think these suited king, queens are getting folded a lot pre too, right? It's just a little different when you have that ace 10 suited, because you can suck out against those big overpairs. Yeah, not getting greedy.
450,000.
He's trying to give him the price. I mean, look at how frustrated.
Muttering to himself like a character from Resident Evil 4.
He's paying it because he's been given the price.
Yes, you have been called. Kings have been cracked. And that's going to see Jose Gonzalez drop down to 8 million chips, 67 big blinds. Yannick Schumacher now third on the leaderboard, 5.9 million, hovering around the 50 big blind mark.
Boom, Schumacher-laka.
And you know what? It's not often you see someone compliment another player once they've called a 3-bet with ace-10 against your kings and cracked them. But that felt very genuine from Jose Gonzalez. I think he was impressed by that size on the river because it was you could tell as soon as it went out there it was the exact amount he felt he had to call.
Comment from QD on YouTube. Poker was funnier in the past. I mean, I'll concede that 2005, 2006, when we had Gary Turnbuckle at a feature table,
Hilarious.
I mean, such a funny guy. But I will say yesterday, we did have someone fall off their chair, and that provided much frivolity.
That was pretty hilarious. Nobody does pratfalls anymore.
I fall out of my chair all the time.
I know, that's why it's not as funny. Somebody wants to up the ante. They're going to slip on a banana peel. It's the only way to top that. Griffin has a slide whistle standing by.
It's a real peel-themed level so far.
A lot of peeling.
Couple minutes, we're going to start doing our favorite Jordan Peele movies. Or your favorite Jordan Peele stories. You worked with the man.
I got a couple.
I got a couple.
This is going to be Schumacher versus Gonzalez round 2.
I actually have one Jordan Peele story. It's when I tell my friends that my friend worked with Jordan Peele. Really?
So Gonzalez has just called on the button. The blinds are folded, so these two are going heads up to the flop for the second hand in a row.
It's personal now.
Round 2.
Oh,
Fight.
it's personal. And once again, it is Schumacher who flops best. Top.
Young for that.
A few more chips that Gonzalez is going to be getting back. 350,000.
I sure like it when it's easy.
Yeah, but you only think it's easy because you know what Gonzalez has. But this is the kind of thing is not that easy.
I don't get that bent out of shape when I have top pair, top kicker. I'm
No.
not saying I'm right every time.
Not on 10, 9, 8, 6. Because every time I've seen the 4 card straight come out when you've been in a pot, you go, shh.
Not against the button raise.
On the subject of poker being funny,
It's not a button raise. It's out of the gun.
a comment on YouTube.
Sorry.
Poker was funny at EPT Barcelona 2022. That review coming from a Patrick Jarosz.
Oh, hey, Patrick Jarosz. It was funny. They were great. And that was relatively recent, I want to say, 2022. Anyway, Griffin, sorry. Sorry, if I
Is that
raised
the
another
BB guy? Maybe this guy didn't see the BB guy, who dance and point. What was that? Was that Barcelona?
That was literally the guy doing this.
Oh, that's the one we're talking
That's
about?
him,
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, Griffin.
I thought that was. You said 2022? That was a year ago? No.
Yes, this year is 2023, so a year ago would have been 2022. It's 2023 subtract 1.
Oh, that felt like a month ago. Oh my God, guys, you guys.
Yep. They both have the same hand. They both have a straight. This is a chop pot, and you know what they say?
Everyone loves a chop pot.
I prefer a jack.
My first one of the trip.
You prefer
A
Jack?
little emotional.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, guys, based on the reviews, it sounds like we're going to regionals.
Very sneaky guy. There you go.
Is EPT Barcelona currently airing? still?
I think so.
Yes.
It's a blocking for him now.
I wonder what Patrick Garrosh thinks of the coverage.
Kind of,
Well, I don't know if he's
to
living in the United States of America,
make him
so I don't know if he's able to see it on Fox Sports on a Friday night.
Probably
Do you think it's in Canada on Sportsnet? They always have the other one.
Yes.
Yes. Of course, mustn't forget our friends north of the border in Canada.
Please don't. If you forget about us, we'll freeze. The winters are long.
Rip Cheater says, flush entity. Can you explain the river lead there for the chat pros, please?
I think it was like it was a bit of a troll. Maybe instead of checking, I mean, okay, this is what I would surmise. This is what I would guess. Because of the trend of people doing the small bet to induce a raise to then like re-raise, it might be a little scarier than just a check to see that little min bet and just said, you know what, I'm not going to pretend to have the jack here. Let's just chop it up and let everyone sing.
I would have answered for the lulls.
Yes.
How much are you?
2.3 million.
Play for the peel, stay for the lulls.
And mock for the shoes, am I right? This is going in.
Seems like a lot of big blinds to go in.
No, 20 bigs.
Cool.
Button big blind. The button opens on 18 big blinds. You're not going to stuff in the ace 10 on them?
Absolutely. Stick it in his eye.
Yeah.
Shove it down
It
his
literally
throat.
just happened a second ago. This exact situation with the ace 10. But you know what? Schumacher's like, I think I'm going to stay a little under-repped here. This is almost like a pot control-y trap. Expecting that the times that Dado does call him off, he's going to be dominated or flipping. Instead, let's keep those weaker hands in there, like your king fours.
Check.
Yeah, Transatic Steve, I was saying, check his pocket for aces and tens. I mean, not a serious cheating allegation, but has been dealt ace 10 a lot.
I mean, that is also the ace of clubs.
Can he go 4 for 4 is what I'm going to know.
I mean, those are some big sleeves.
There goes Dato. Now, Griffin, I'm glad that you brought up Schumacher's outfit. Because I said yesterday they should call him Shoe Macklemore. Because he got that stuff at the thrift shop.
Yeah. Let's get it like that.
Still got more than half of this level to run. 60,000, 120,000 blinds.
He's guaranteed $162,925 in his pocket.
You know, it's funny. Say what you want about Macklemore. I've always had a soft spot for him because he did a great song and music video about being a Seattle Mariners fan. I was like, yeah, it's one of the good baseball songs.
You know those classic baseball songs that we all love, like
Macklemore's
Center Field and Willie, Mickey, and the Duke. Joltin' Joe DiMaggio.
Pass.
If you can name the song, since I've clearly forgotten what it is, please do so. And Twitch or YouTube.
Tashirek on the button with King Queen.
I don't know how much I have to warn chat.
My oh my.
I have a hair trigger today.
My oh my was the song.
The Mariners song?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
my
dying
word.
to know.
We were wondering whether Schumacher could actually go 4 for 4 with ace-10, but no, he's upgraded to kings.
By the way, Joe's bluffing. He's not gonna ban you. He's in such good mood.
All I'm saying is, Joe, you were the ones thinking I was being unkind about preventing Chat Pro Saturday. Aren't you happy that I made life slightly easier for you?
I guess so. But the person who just rated that last joke of mine, a 4 out of 10, just got a permaban. Because if you don't like my jokes, you don't get to hear them anymore. You banned.
So if I was in Tassarak's shoes, I would be a bit offended by this 3-bet. He's been pretty quiet as far as chip leaders go.
Right, sure.
And it's folded him on the button. Makes a very reasonable, damn near premium raise with king queen off. And
I certainly wouldn't be folding.
Bet the guy that does.
That is a 4-bet.
Yeah.
No.
Of course it is. Of course it is. He's
2.1 million.
2.1 million. And I don't blame Tassarak for this, honestly. Yeah, he does happen to have kings here. Our boy Schumacher. But that's not always going to be the case, and he needs to protect his opens. I wouldn't have done it because the guy has kings. I wouldn't have done it.
Interestingly, Schumacher not responding with a 5-bet, calls with the kings. This hand going to the flop, and we already have 4.4 million in the pot.
I'm pretty surprised by this. He's now creating an SPR of 1-1. You only have 35 big blinds if you somehow lose this pot to ace-10 off.
Oh, come on.
Oh, man. The ace-10 off giveth. And the
he doesn't have
possible ace-10
yeah.
off.
But you know what I mean?
Take it away.
There's only really one of two reasons he would be doing this, right?
You know who's loving this?
Either he just doesn't want to get it in pre-flop because of ICM, or he's trapping, but
Gonzalez is going to absolutely love this.
This is either really nitty or really like he wants value for this. He wants more. He's like, I want more. I think he's probably 4-bet folding, so I'm gonna flat let him hit some equity, and if I get sucked out,
450.
Now he bets a 1/10 of the pot.
Wow. I know that Schumacher doesn't like that ace, but you can't fold to 1-bet like this.
No, this is just the exact same situation Gonzalez was in moments ago.
and I think it's going to be hard for Tassarak to continue once Schumacher comes in for the call here, because the pot will now be bloated to almost 5.5 million. Schumacher's only going to have 3.7 left. You're going to expect your opponent has an ace most of the time being prepared to call. But, I was lamenting the fact that he didn't put the rest of the chips in. But look, he's just made another 450,000 now, and it's not over. Maybe Tassarak does find a way to win. Maybe he shoves on the jack of clubs.
Well, it's the 6 of spades on the turn. 5.3 million in the middle. Schumacher with 3.8 behind. Schumacher checks a second time.
Yeah, you better take a look at how many chips Schumacher's got.
And Tassarak checks behind. Deuce on the river.
I think that was the give up from Tassarak, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Not sure he isn't up against the ace-10 suited, the ace-jacks, the ace-queens.
And this is general, riveting pressure happening right now in Schumacher's brain. Once I check here, if Tassarak goes all in, what am
Oh, God.
Okay, check to showdown. That is a huge pot that will get pushed in the direction of Yannick Schumacher.
What a heater.
And I think that hand is going to give Schumacher the chip lead. 9.1 million, 76 big blinds ahead of Jose Gonzalez and Halil Tashirak on the leaderboard.
Showdown or bet pot? Kings. Showdown kings. Huh?
Yannick. Yannick.
Hey, bro. Why you win with kings?
Heating up in a big way here at the final table.
It's crazy. You're the man. I won't fight with you. Today.
How's everybody doing in the mini EPTs? The mini EPT main is tomorrow. Don't forget about that. Also, sound off in chat if you're going to the NAPT. If you're thinking about going to the NAPT in Las Vegas, I'll be there. Griffin will be there. James will be there. Nick Walsh will be there. Maria Ho will be there. Winter says, wish I was going, but I'm a poor. There will be ways to win. Free and or paid. Masolis is going to go and try to qualify for the big game. Nice. F1 happening the following week. Some lucky red spade pass winners will be there for that. Dre on YouTube is saying, I should be there. All right, Dre. Ace Jack for Simone. Maybe it's time for someone else to play a pot. Kuznetsov dominated in the big blind. Kuznetsov the effective stack with 32 bigs. Kuznetsov does make the call. 7, 8, 9. This is why 6 is afraid of 7, Griff. And it's domination rotation for now.
7, 8, 9.
Correct.
Give me that one.
MJB Wilkie says Simon is pronounced Seaman. Griffin, how do you pronounce this word? Y-A-B-A-N-D.
You banned.
You banned.
You
That's
banned.
correct. You banned. Thank you.
I do know how to read. Like spell.
I know it's hard when someone spells something out. It's fine. I wasn't going to give you too hard of a time for that.
Okay, thanks. Because that was nerve-wracking.
Kuznetsov leading the turn after the flop goes check, check. And Simone makes the call. 5 on the river, no help for the ace-jack. All the spamming of the willies to support the gilly haven't worked out for this hand. Kuznetsov waits until the bitter end of that clock and knuckles the rail for a check.
Only one way to win here for Simon Simone. And that is to bet. Gonna recognize that Kuznetsov, whether he has a pair of 8s, 9s, 7s,
Check, check. Kuznetsov's going to take it down at the show. Andrea Dato, the shortest stack.
Also wouldn't be surprised if Andrea has maybe the most experience and maybe done, well, I can't really speak to hours put in or work ethic or anything like that, but this is someone who's in the sort of Mustafa Kanit crew, a lot of experience playing main events, high rollers, going to be feel very comfortable on a 17 big blind stack. Doubt we're going to see any mistakes from
240,000.
Yeah, there's
Sir.
there's an argument for Kuznetsov being the most experienced, especially if you're counting online. Kuznetsov is an absolute online crusher.
Oh yeah.
But you're absolutely right about Dato. Not to take away from Dato.
What's his online name then?
Are we allowed to say his online name? EBA. EBA 11, to be specific. Dato coming in for a raise with the queen suited. And it's going to pick up the pot. Important pot, being the shortest stack.
$240,000.
Two hands in a row. We're going to see Andrea Dato aggress.
And we could just see a fold here with the 8-7 suited because of Dato's stack size. But because Schumacher has all those chips, but yeah, with 4 players behind as well. But that's where the consideration comes from.
Kuznetsov on the button with 10-4. Probably not going to play.
God, you're good. Okay, very interesting spot. Buckle up, because this can really go 2 different ways.
Okay, what are those ways?
Well, given the big blind is, yeah, and you know what? He's just going to play it as a call. And I dig this, because if you were in the big blind here, maybe you would just want to shove. But because Gonzalez is behind, you can't really put in the 5 million, and you don't really want to 3-bet call off 9s for 20 big blinds against a range that would be prepared to get it in.
45.
So instead,
But he said 45 or he said 40? Sorry.
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
oh, what do
though.
you know? Gonzalez putting in an extra chip again. Get him, mob.
Gonzalez somehow not quite aware of what's going on. Pairs his 7.
I don't know how that was an angle, but somehow it was. Thought he said 245.
9s are somehow an overpair to this board. Dato has 2 overs and a diamond. Backdoor straight possibilities. But those straights are going to connect pretty heavily with the holdings of Gonzalez and Simone as well.
Yeah, I don't think Dato's going to want to bet here. And that's a good reason why.
Dato
Joe, take it from here.
hits the over, top pair. Good kicker. Gonzalez does pick up the flush draw now to go with the pair of sevens. Simone checks, Gonzalez checks. Dato,
Yeah, Dato's gonna have to
you got a bet here, right?
presume. Yeah, presume you have the almost the nuts.
A little value, a little protection.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you would have heard from ace queen or ace king pre-flop, so you're only losing to one better ace. I think if nines are calling in the small, so is ace jack. But because nines are calling, yeah, pocket eights and pocket sevens are also calling. But you want to start getting some value from any spade draws. A hand like exactly like Gonzalez has. I mean, I think there's an argument for checking because you don't necessarily want to get all in if someone plays it as a check raise. And Dato's weighing all of those options in his head.
400K.
400,000.
Half pot. Should get rid of the nines. Gahili folds the Nieners. Gonzalez with nearly 30% equity. Getting 3-1.
I wonder what Dato would do facing a shove. Would probably need to assume that most of the time it's a combo draw and call. But it frickin' sucks.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Must have been while you were kissing me. River is a 6. It is a straight card. Not a spade. Does not actually improve Gonzalez.
I wonder if Gonzalez is thinking, I could try repping 9-5 of spades here. 4-5 of spades. 9-10 of spades. Is my opponent, and no, he's just more, maybe he did consider shoving, but could also have just really wanted to spook Dato a bit if Dato just had something like the king-queen.
You're saying he was posturing for the posturer?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Gonzalez feels like he has too much showdown value to go for like an sort of an elaborate bluff. And maybe it's just a timing thing to just maybe spook Dato into checking back with both his value hands and his bluffs.
Thinks that
But,
giving it a think there might get him a cheap showdown, but it looks
yeah.
like that won't be working as Dato looks at his chip, has used a time bank card already.
Because, I mean, Dato could have king-queen suited.
1 million.
King-queen of spades, king-10 of spades.
You heard the man. 1 million.
Nope.
Gonzalez wastes no time sending the pair of sevens into the muck. The correct fold.
Is that a chubby squirrel on his hat? How cute.
You know what they say, Griff? Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. 27 big blinds for Dato. Now tied with Kai. Well, was for about 0 seconds since he's in the big blind. Dre says, I have the same hat, but it's a bull. Oh, so not the same hat then. Cool story. Senative has the same hat, but it's not a hat. Bruce, what are you talking about? He could maybe induce with 250K. Nobody wanted to be inducted there. Dato does not want to induce. It might be one of the worst moments of his life if he got shoved on there. You think you want to be induced because you can see the hands. When you can see the hold cards, it's easy.
Why are you looking at me?
Ace-9 for Simone on the button. Ooh, Dato. 10-7 of spades. Dato can defendo. Don't worry, Dre. I like you. I wasn't trying to put you over my knee.
Domo, defendo, Mr. Dato.
Not worth it.
No?
No. Not worth whatever that's going to cost us. Queen 5-4. Ah, spade. It's a trap. Asks hold cards or hold cards. Am I mishearing this? So this is Texas Hold'em.
Yeah.
So the phrase is hold cards. In Texas Hold'em, it might be something else. I don't know.
Yeah. You're not going crazy though. Have you ever heard of the Mandela effect?
Yes.
So there is a phenomenon where there is a percentage of people that remember it always being whole cards, I believe.
Sure.
Not hold. So you're not alone, and there are support groups, but it is hold cards. That's why it's Texas Hold'em. Thank you for your question.
A gilly, a gilly, a gilly.
Maybe on the river, nice. Not enough equity to call. Too many equity, but not enough to call.
That's right, Gotham on Fire. It is hold cards.
78 KB says, why it's Texas? It's not in Cyprus?
Yes, you can.
Actually, here it's called Cyprus halloumi.
That's right, John Delano has been getting it wrong his whole life. Schumacher under the gun with ace-4. Makes it 250K. 25 minutes left on the level. And we're going to take a break if we get to the end of the level and play one more level if we don't lose another player. If we lose another player, it's game over for the night.
Nice opportunity, I think, here for Simone to acquire some chips, but it's always difficult at these sort of situations. So many pressure can be put back onto Gillies being jam-packed in the middle, and that's why it's so effective to raise lame hands like ace-4 offsuit under the gun, seven-handed, when there's so much ICM to consider, because better hands are more standard raising three-betting hands. Oh my God, speaking of standard three-betting hands.
Kings have made their return, this time to Halil Tajarek.
Return of the Kings, nice. It's the best Harry Potter.
Unlike Return of the Kings, this hand had a very quick and concise ending. Ian Nell asks, how do I get into a game like this for free? Ian, How good at sex are you? Pocket queens for Gilles Simon.
C5 raises to 280,000.
You heard the raise. One way you can get in sort of for free is that every day you play a real money hand of poker on PokerStars, you get a 50-cent Power Path ticket. And you can use that Power Path to win your way all the way to a gold pass. That can get you an EPT package. As far as getting in purely for free, it's tough to do. There are free rolls every once in a while. There are contests, competitions you can enter. But you got to be real lucky. Schumacher in the big blind with 8-6 suited. Schumacher's got all the chips, all the momentum.
But if you're good at poker, a great character once said, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
Who said that? The Joker?
Joker said that, yeah.
10-5-5. Queen's doing quite well on this board. How come you came to my wedding dressed like Joker? Have you seen that sketch?
No.
It's a pretty good one from what this past year. SNL. Jack Harlow.
50, that's 230,000.
I thought we could dress up. When you said dress up for your wedding, I thought I could dress like Joker.
That sounds funny, actually.
It's really funny.
So Schumacher getting a little ool
Interesting.
right now.
Yeah. OOL. Out of
little
pocket, as
ool.
Griffin would say.
A little ool and a little oop.
5 seconds.
Now you might be asking yourself, why is he doing this? Well,
240?
because even when Simone has the big hands like the queens, doesn't want to just raise and get it in here, you know, with the ICM implications. And when you take the lead like this, like Schumacher has, you know, you're going to get calls by the ace highs, probably the king highs. But if the turns an offsuit 7 or the 9 of diamonds, and you start blasting again, suddenly those king highs and those ace highs that we're so comfortable to call on the flop are going to have a real tough time to do so. Now, we can all see, you, me, Joe, everyone, that Simone has the queens. And Schumacher rightfully has slowed down, not because he assumes Simone has to have a big overpair, but because this is not the card he was looking for, right? It wasn't the 4 of diamonds where he could come out firing for 800,000 and really put the pressure on those ace and king highs and, you know, pocket 7s or whatever. And look how timidly Simone has to play to respect the ICM. Doesn't want to get check raised here by a 5. Happy to just get to showdown, and once he sees another check here, you're going to want to go for some value, right?
See you then.
5 seconds.
Oh boy.
What is Schumacher thinking about? Well, if my opponent does have the king highs and the ace highs,
Yep.
and I've at 1.7 million here, what's Simone going to do? Probably fold. So Schumacher might be thinking about getting creative, and these queens are such a nice little trap. It's Schumacher, and it's the battle of The green scarfs. Couple of Slytherins. Look, I'm pretty sure Simone is betting, but there is reason to be scared. If you bet 450,000 here and he makes it 3 million.
It does seem like Schumacher might be capable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the mind games here. That's part of throwing a time bank
The rules change
card in there before you
final
check.
tables, man. You really got to be careful.
760,000.
A little harder for Schumacher to come out over the top of this size bet, which would make it all the scarier if he did. Schumacher folds. Glem asks Joe Stapleton, I have a question for you. Can you hit the gritty? Yeah, of course. Hit the gritty all the time. Hit it earlier today. Hit it last weekend. Hit it from the top of the key. I hit the gritty every which way but loose. Come on. Ask me something hard next time.
But if you hit the gritty from the loose, please try to become a loose cannon on November 5th. We are big gaming again. We're not hunting little rabbits. We're doing the big game. You know, from traveling the world all these years, Joe,
Uh-huh.
I've grown an eclectic group of friends with a lot of cool, interesting names from varying backgrounds. But I just got to say it one more time.
Yep.
There's some great names on this final table.
What's your favorite name?
I mean, Bjorn's such a classic.
The whole thing? Bjorn Cousin Kai?
Well, just I was thinking more as a first name. The full names are amazing. I wish I had a friend named Bjorn. Yannick, I once knew a guy named Yannick.
Your boy Nick?
You would put it more
Yeah.
and more space.
Halil might be my favorite. But the way it flows into the last name.
Halil Tazarek.
Halil Tazarek.
I like Halil Tazarek
It's
myself.
a good name. It's a strong name for a strong boy.
I feel like I'm flirting with that. People can see my cards.
10-8 deuce, 2 spades, ace high, out in front.
That doesn't mind.
YZ asks, why everyone have sunglasses in there? Are they blind? Yes, that's why they're wearing sunglasses, because they're blind. Thank you for your question.
That's out 400,000. C3 fold.
Taking field players to a whole new level.
Thank you very much.
Could I have another minty as well, please? Yeah.
Minty, whoa, slow down. Hope you're not driving.
Christ. Someone better give him a ride back to the all-inclusive hotel across the street.
Grim Reaper wants us to know, you pronounce his name like Tashiorek. Is that how we pronounce it? I pronounce you man and wife. Myrmidon wants us to know it's Cousin Kai.
Like Cousin Greg?
Like old Greg.
Old Greg.
Gonzalez opening King 10. Our former chip leader. Marlon says this is bad poker. And as the #1 all-time money winner,
Sorry.
we've got to take Marlon's word for it.
Yeah. Belly reflex.
Belly reflexes, yes. Instantly pushed it.
You made belly dance or something?
No, no. Make a lot
You
more
can't say belly dance without doing it.
I will hire you for my birthday.
Turn out.
A friend's gonna get married in a few
Griffin, I don't want to put you on the spot,
Do you prefer-
but I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah, do you need
Okay.
a side gig?
Based on what you've seen so far from this table, from this dynamic, from these players, take into account the chip distribution as well. Who is your favorite to win EPT Cyprus?
Well, if you've been paying attention the last 25 minutes instead of playing Minecraft over here,
seconds for the glory to talk to my friends.
It's my favorite game. I just can't get enough of those creepers.
my favorite to win is, it's a cheap answer because he's become the chip leader, but your boy Nick, Yannick Schumacher, has played excellent poker all the days we've had him here on the feature tables.
Okay, at
So-
least betting war on the table.
He's my pick right now. He's got the vibe.
Come on. What happened? Are you playing for a million?
But I think there's any one of these chip leaders is a good pick. But mine's better. Final answer.
I like Andrea Dato rising from the ashes,
Oh, look what I have.
coming out of retirement.
Oh.
Like
The
Spirit of
announcer.
Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we decided he was going to be the verbal declarer, aka VD.
No. You suggested that. I vetoed it. He is the announcer.
He VD'd it.
Who is the commentator with the proper commentator voice? That would be me, Joe Stapleton. Thank you for your question.
Yeah, I don't like this card too.
Eight of diamonds.
I don't know, Joe. I kind of think you might have been talking about me.
Could have been talking about Griffin Bender. Who knows? The 3-0 pitch. Line down the right side.
Can you believe it? They gave him the green light. He's just hitting 234, and he still swung at that.
C2, fold. C3, fold.
Schumacher, in fairness, is a pretty good baseball name. There have been some Schumachers. So that might be why I chose him now that I think.
I would say that Schumacher is probably a name more closely associated with Formula One than baseball, but
I'm pretty sure it's mostly associated with Batman and Robin. Okay.
okay, who do you think is a more famous Schumacher and would be recognized by more people, Joel or Michael?
Oh, that's 8.2.
I mean, obviously Michael.
Thank
You don't have
you.
to bully me in front of everyone. Like, I make one joke about Joel Schumacher, and it's like,
C5, fold.
I'm gonna get my army of minions.
Your 3 fans are not going to outweigh.
Where are my Joels at? Where are my Joel Schumacher fans at? Come on.
Where's my fans of the client?
Those bat nipples? Come on. Who's with me?
Friendly game. Friendly game.
8mm is my
I don't
favorite
wanna
movie.
roll you any shit.
Queen 5 deuce, bottom pair for Simone.
Ooh, good question from Bella Pop.
Look at me with this eyes.
Irrelevant.
beautiful mustache. What can I do?
C8, fold.
There are no Michaels at this table. It's
I worked
irrelevant.
Very hard on that mustache, you know? I think it took me like 3 weeks to grow.
I one time
I know you.
saw a comic at an open mic, though, whose first name was Michael, and his
That
entire
was
5
me being
minutes
lazy, and
was
then my beer was so
naming
patchy
other
that this
famous
was
people
like
named Michael.
No way.
He's like, I don't like having the name Michael. Like, people are like, what are you, Michael Jackson?
You had it. See?
What are you, Michael J. Fox?
Yeah,
And
like
he
no
just,
one does that to
he
you.
just did that for like 5 minutes.
You know, it's like the other day. a guy
I was
told
barely
me-
born 3 years ago, remember?
You're the man. You. Change?
I was saying that Halil Tazarek should just drop the ha and just be Lil Tazarek.
good. I like that.
EPT Cyprus final table featuring Lil Tazarek.
It'd be funny if all these years he's always gone by Hal, and then he didn't even realize he could have been Lil.
Lil. Lil.
Yo, where Lil Tassie at?
James, apparently Cousin Kai's name is pronounced Cousin Kai.
Yeah, like Cousin Greg.
They corrected me.
So, sorry.
Yep, you got it.
Huh.
You nailed it. Dante with deuces in the big blind. Griffin, take it away.
Ducks fly together, baby. Caw-caw.
Dato's ducks.
That's how ducks sound like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you
Canada.
ever heard a duck before?
No, that's how they said. They go, caw-caw.
No ducks on this flop, just a frame for Cousin Kai. Griffin secretly the voice actor of Cultists and Slay the Spire? That's so specific, it must be something you know about.
Might be a certain Nintendo Switch game. I am uncredited in. I will not confirm nor deny. I just sent someone to the IMDb page to Slay the Spire right there. And I have no regrets. My secret exposed.
As long as that's all you're exposing.
Oh, really?
Riz Lele says, I saw at PokerStars Live app that for those that want to join UK IPT Edinburgh, they can't wear caps or hats. Why is that? Probably a local casino rule. A lot of casinos don't like you wearing something on your head for camera purposes.
You know, James, if you are going to take a few minutes off to play more Minecraft, I do like it when you interject with something like an oh my. I like that. That was good. just an exacerbated British guy. Oh my.
I'll have you know I'm playing hearts.
My bad. You turned your laptop screen ever since I called you out for the Minecraft, so I just assumed it was still Minecraft. Fold to the small blind. Dato with the no good 8-4.
Another quick one. A walk this time for Lil Tazarek.
Charlie Parker says, let the man dig for diamonds in peace. I like that how that can work for both Minecraft and Hearts.
Is Hearts the same as Spades? Just with Hearts?
I actually don't really know what Hearts is, but I assume it does not. It includes all the suits.
No, what I'm saying is there's a game called Spades. Is it the same game as Spades? You just play it with Hearts as Spades and Spades as Hearts.
I think they're two different games.
Okay.
Okay.
Jay Palermo says, if James is occupied with his laptop, can we get Chat Pro Saturday for the rest of the day? For the last 34 minutes? No.
Wow.
Wow.
In 20 minutes of that's going to be a break.
Yeah. That would have been the good rug pull. You should have said, okay, for the next 24 minutes.
More from EPT Cyprus in 20 minutes' time.
Have you any idea how much damage the live chat on Twitch and YouTube can do inside of 3.5 minutes?
Yeah, in fairness, they will still be able to chat during the break. And everything they say will be.
They'll just
canonized.
chat pro
It'll be
old
canon.
footage.
Yeah.
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 Sorry?
How many chits are you playing roughly?
All this,
I'll remember that next time you ask me.
of course.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the chat has decided that
About
Mike
15
McDonald actually beat Dominic Panka in the PCA, and that's so we're gonna have to sort that out.
No, he said fold.
And a couple of chip leaders getting rich,
15
laughing,
million.
being friendly, not at all incentivized to go after each other, can play pretty honestly.
Queen 9-6, so the open-ended straight draw for Schumacher. Oh, man down.
What was that?
Another person fall off their chair. Please say. Please, mommy, please.
I hope it's Steve O'Dwyer. Four diamonds for Juice. Ugh, 5 for the suck out. Yeah.
Well, Gonzalez, 2-1 favorite with a pair of fives, but Schumacher still has that draw.
I don't think Gonzalez wants to get weird here.
Boom.
Ooh, that's weird.
9, 10, Jack, Queen. Yeah. Oh, so you can go from the number cards into the letters.
Yeah, you thought it was just the
I thought you had to go. That's why they say all straights have to have a 5 or a 10. I thought it just went 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10. No, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah.
1.6 million. 1.6 million. Two bets on 1 million.
Overbet from Schumacher. Gonzalez unlikely to hero here with just a 5.
Did not hero.
Oh, Tom, this is a good suggestion. James, I know you vetoed Chat Pro Saturday, but could we go a step further to emote only Saturday
Oh,
sometimes?
God, please. That sounds so good right now. Chat was really tap dancing on my last nerve. Ooh, we're getting rid of the 5Ks.
We've reached that time already.
Why?
In the meanwhile,
Only for you. Chip leader, bye. All life long.
I guess chat's not the only place that people are getting ornery.
I wanna go to smoke.
After the time, yeah. All right, let's go.
Later. Bye. Peace.
You right?
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be the last break
Slurping up these teas.
of the day, whatever happens during the final level.
Like coughing all the time. Like, I was like, oh, please no.
We've played to the end of level 30. On the other side of the break is going to be level 31. And if we get through the next 90 minutes of poker without losing another player, we will come back with 7 tomorrow.
Yo, JJ, save me a waffle.
I trust you. Okay, this is 200.
Standard open from Tassarak here, especially in the final hand of the level with all these chips as one of the chip leaders. And Kozenkai with the defend, ace-4, but
Ooh,
out-flopped.
don't mess with Lil Tazarek. Blap, blap, blap.
Well, Tasharek still ahead. But it's Kozenkai who's betting. 225 into 680.
Yeah, maybe a bit of price setting here from Kozenkai, feeling like the ace-4 can be good. decent amount of the time here, and sometimes you just hit that berry.
Absolutely.
Hit that berry. Barry, hit it.
Flaming Barry delivers the win for Cousin Kai as this level comes to a close. We are 7-handed in the EPT Cyprus main event. Our objective today is to get down to 6. We need to lose one more player. But if we fail to do that tonight, we'll play one more full level, another 90 minutes of poker. Yannick Schumacher still leads. At the next blind level, 100,000, 150,000, he'll have 58 big blinds. The short stack right now is Andrea, the announcer, Dato, with just 16 big blinds. So we will be back inside of 20 minutes for the start of level 31, which will be the last level of the night. Of course, we'll stop sooner if we lose a player. We're at the final table, trying to get to the final 6 on the penultimate day of the Cyprus main event. Here on the PokerStars European Poker Tour. See you in 18 minutes' time. Pocket 8 for Liv in the small blind.
It's entirely possible these two guys have never even interacted with a girl before. This could be a new experience for everyone.
Raises to 570.
Raised to 575,000. Re-raise from Petson with King Queen. The shove from Liv. We're off to the races.
Like easy A versus cop out. One of these two things from 2010 has a slight mathematical advantage.
Queen of Diamonds, King of Hearts. Liv is still in player. She's in the lead.
Stress to the eyeballs.
Flop comes.
8s are holding.
Jack of Spades.
Look, most of the hard work's done after the flop.
King or a queen?
Queen is coming.
Let's see the turn cards.
8.
Queen.
8.
Liv, don't call for outs when you're ahead. Bad stuff happens.
Even if it's just to fight the outs he's calling for.
Olivia gets very lucky there.
I do like the show of emotion.
Something. I don't know.
Tempts fate, but somehow rivers are set. And now Liv with 7s in the small blind.
I love this kid. He's like a Finnish Beavis. He keeps looking at Liv till she looks at him.
Well, she just completes, calls the big blind of 200,000, and Pettersson checks his option with 6-4 of clubs. Oh wow, Pettersson flops a full house.
Goodness.
4 of Spades.
And Liv's got an overpair to the board. Man, oh man.
She bets her over pair, 275,000.
Obviously, I think the play here is just a call. I think there's a way bigger chance that Liv will keep betting. There's not a ton of hands she can call with if you raise here. She happens to have one of them.
Well, Petson raises to 825,000.
Tony re-raises to 825,000.
And if you're Liv, I don't think you can really fold.
All in.
Call.
Oh, wow.
A shove and a call.
Wow.
Tony makes a showdown.
Shit. Nice hand. What is that?
Tony shows 4 of clubs, 6.
We'll assume she's talking about.
Rigged.
He flop full house.
Yeah.
4,
Fine.
6.
At least you're seeing the funny side of it.
Lives hand is pocket 7. 7 of hearts.
7
7
will
of
do.
clubs.
Is it always coming 7?
No.
Turn card is an ace of hearts.
7.
And the river card.
No 7 on the river. Petson doubles up through Liv.
At least she can say she lost with a flush.
Language, Timothy.
It was unlucky.
Blinds now 125, 250.
Tony raises to 600,000. Check the plus.
Petson raises the button with King Queen. Liv with pocket 3s in the big blind.
A dead heat. And I think what people re-raise their small pocket pairs a lot more.
Yeah.
In this era. I think, I think both calling and re-raising are fine. Three-handed up, but I think folks are going to take the lower variance route more often these days and just call.
The re-raises to 1.5 million.
So a 3-bet to 1.5 million.
But also when your opponent has a pretty wide perceived range, opening three-handed on the button, sometimes you can get them to fold. Hands that have good equity against you when you re-raise pocket 3s. You might get stuff like 7-9 and 10-8 and Jack-9. Those kinds of hands might fold.
Well, Petson calls in position, and this hand is going to the flop. And there is a 3 on the flop and a king. It's top pair versus a set.
Tray of spades.
Liv Barry has the pre-flop betting lead.
Yeah, and these are just the setups where you're destined to go broke. Or you're destined to win a poker tournament.
Liv Barry continues for 1.5 million. Tony Patterson loving the fact that it's a king high board.
Yeah, this is pretty much the exact flop you want with King Queen.
Oh, wow. He's raising. A tower of bumblebee chips, 3.2 million.
Actually, do not love this raise. I do not love this raise. Is Liv going to have King Jack? Is Liv going to have 2 queens that you can't fold?
She moves all in. And then Tony Peterson calls, and he's the at-risk player here, and he is way behind. He's got just 2% equity, a very slim chance of survival.
Shut up, butthead.
3 of hearts, 3 of clubs. Okay. He hits another 3 on the flop.
I should have said Davis.
Live. Let's see the turn card.
I did it in butthead's voice.
Turn card is
And Peterson is drawing dead on the turn. He's out in 3rd place, cashing for 420,000 euros. Liv Boeree is going to go heads up against Jakob Karlsson for the title and the first prize of 1.25 million euros. King 9 for Jakob.
Take a raise. 525.
Raises to 525k.
Yep, King 9 definitely a raise heads up.
Pocket 3s. Last time Liv had 3s, she flopped a set.
Doesn't even need to flop a set, just needs to avoid kings and 9s.
All about dem crabs as she calls. And we go to the flop.
Here's the flop. Flop comes 4,000.
10 for deuce. 3s are still good.
Lift check.
3s are good and feel pretty good here. Karlsson would be raising lots of 10s, but it's hard to make a pair.
Jacob bet. 600,000.
Karlsson continues for 600k.
Lift call.
Okie dokie. Seems reasonable.
Turn card is the 6 of hearts. 3s still good.
Not only are they still good, now they have a gut shot. Very unlikely Karlsson is going to get a fold on this turn.
He checks it back.
Doesn't go for it.
5 of hearts on the river.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a straight for Liv Boeree. So she's going to lead the river. 2.2 million in the middle, and she's betting 1.5 million.
Yeah, so even though we know she's unlikely to get a call from this, you can see there's tons and tons of hands that Karlsson would just check back. So
yeah,
leading here seems perfectly reasonable.
Jacob, we raise.
Wow. Karlsson bluff raises to 3.9 million.
3,900,000.
I mean, what hand are you losing to? 7, 8, and 7, 3?
Yeah.
I'm not very worried at all about being up against 7-8 here. It's just call.
Actually, up behind Jacob.
I mean, I guess there's an argument for raising again, and maybe you get another 3 to fold.
9.
8-4.
I don't know if that's part of the thought process at all. Even that 7-8's not totally out of the realm, I think I just call. I don't know what good players do.
I'm all in.
Liv re-raise all in.
Well, there's Liv's response, all in. And we know she's got Carlsen covered by a significant margin.
So yeah, sometimes you can get him in the fold to chop here.
Pass and Liv takes it.
And now she's driven a huge wedge between them. Liv Boeree with the huge chip advantage over Jakob Carlsen as this heads-up battle continues.
A469 says such a bad spot to bluff.
Blinds 150,000, 300,000. Liv first to act. Pocket fives.
Presto.
Raise to 700,000.
Raises to 700K, and it's ace-6 off for Jakob Carlsen.
Jacob re-raise.
He is all in for his last 6.35 million.
Just gonna start doing some stretching, James. Get ready for this flip. Yeah, I was gonna limber up at this age. You can't flip without stretching a little. So you cause an injury.
Oh, cool.
Liv Boeree calls, and we are off to the races. Liv, the slight favorite, and if fives hold here, she takes down the title.
Look at that, she can't even look. Has to hold her face in from excitement.
Ace of hearts, 6 of diamonds.
Look at that. That drama.
This hand to have fives. 5 of spades, 5 of diamonds.
That's right. This is a €500,000 coin flip. Liv, stop calling for outs. You're ahead.
It's not just the money.
Let's see.
This is huge for someone that wants to be a professional poker player.
And there it is. 8 of hearts, king of spades.
Fives are holding.
Liv is in the lead.
I gotta tell you, losing this flip to a 6 is heartbreaking.
6. Let's see the time. It's a 7. What Jacob needs. A 9, an ace, or a 6. Any other card, we have a decision. Let's see the river card.
Ace 9 or 6 needed. It's a jack on the river. Liv Boeree wins. EPT 6 San Remo.
Please give it up for our champion.
Really, really well played.
Welcome back to the PokerStars European Poker Tour in 2023, where we are in Cyprus. Day 5 of the main event continues at the Merit Royal Diamond Hotel, Casino and Spa. 7 players remain. We are trying to get down to the final 6 tonight. But if we get to the end of this next level, if we get to the end of the next 90-minute session, and we're still at 7, we'll bag and tag, come back for tomorrow with a final table of 7. Andrea Dato is the short stack right now, 16 bigs at the new blind level. Yannick Schumacher continues to hold the chip lead with 58 bigs. James Hartigan with Joe Stapleton.
Hello, my babies.
And Nick Walsh.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me.
So the blinds are now 100,000, 150,000 with a 150K big blind ante. Dato, the only real player under any form of pressure right now. And one thing that's been very clear, Nick, is that all these players are aware of ICM. All are aware of the fact that there is a money jump now with every single elimination. So I wouldn't expect anyone to do anything fruity or adventurous for as long as we've got Dato hovering around the 16 big blind mark.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, but with the blinds going up, obviously a couple players slightly shorter than they were in the previous level, as you would expect. So let's see how it pans out here, guys. Obviously, Dato, the one they're looking to bust first, is the shortest stack, but Bjorn Kazenkai, 24 bigs, Nikita Kuznetsov, 26 bigs. Couple players definitely with stacks that could be a cooler all-in, no problem at all.
You can see the prize jumps we were just alluding to. Tomorrow we will pay the winner more than $1 million, and they will receive the EPT CYPRUS main event trophy. And it looks like we are ready to get the action restarted. The players being informed that whatever happens, this will be the last level of the day. Of course, we might not get to the end of the level. If we lose a player, we stop for the night, and we come back tomorrow with 6.
Why 100, 150 instead of 75 1 I think because on the beginning they make it like, you know, 1K, 1.5K, and then they stick to it. Like.
So we're starting, yeah?
And we're back. Blinds up there, top left, gang.
I have 2.5 million. Thank you. You're welcome. 2.5? 2.5.
Players just verifying each other's stack sizes.
Double check? No. Quite sure. Joking. Hit it first.
7-5 for Gillet. Jose Gonzalez, currently 3rd in chips, folds the ace-9. There is the short stack, Andrea Dato. He appears to have folded, so it's on Halil Tashirak, king-queen. Raises to 300K. The chip leader folds the button.
Mint overdose.
Kazenkai out from the small, and now it's Nikita Kuznetsov in the big.
Basically a herbivore, I know. Basically a herbivore, I know. Yeah.
Nikita, what you got, buddy? All right, ace deuce. So 26 big blinds after the big blind ante and the big blind are put in there for Nikita Kuznetsov.
Plants, trees, growing inside of it.
1.1.
Okie dokie.
And that looks like a tree bet to me. It's going to be in the region of a quarter of his stack here. King, queen of the offsuit variety, though. Tricky spot. Definitely might consider a call. The suited variety a lot easier to call. Much better playability than the offsuit variety, but nice work there.
I know you like your trees.
I have a question about Gilly, Nick, which you might be able to answer. What is the inside joke about him and stream delay?
Everyone saw that, now he will 4-bet 8.
So he's a Twitch streamer, right? Took part in the Dare to Stream competition back in 2019. And a few people commenting on the fact that he must be loving the length of delay on the PokerStars stream.
Oh, was he? Did he famously have an extra long delay when he streams? I actually don't know the answer.
Or maybe he got
that.
stream sniped once for having a short delay.
Yeah, it might be something along those lines as well.
Oh, he basically once had a Sunday Million stream where he was on a 30-minute delay.
Thank you, Tom. Aces for Gonzalez.
Money.
You can only grow for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't give it to your friends.
And now Croaks was saying it was 20 minutes. I tell you what, you and Tom can fight it out. One of you can have a fork, one of you can have a knife. We'll clean up the mess afterwards. Gonzalez with aces, Kuznetsov with nines.
So after that altercation between Kuznetsov and Tasirek, 30 big blinds in the stack. I expect to see a call here a bunch. Yeah, 3 of those chippies. Spam your chilies in the chat.
Don't waste them.
Yeah.
Don't waste him when he's got 7-3 offsuit. You want to spam your chilies and your willies when he's got the nines. So we have an 8-5-3 flop, and this could cost Kuznetsov a few chips.
Yeah, 8 high board, pretty difficult to imagine Gonzalez not going to fire this, and we're going to see some chips go in the middle with the overpair pocket nines.
No idea how bad he wants an overcard to hit the turn.
No, I'm not doing. No. No, I'm not doing. Ah, I don't know.
Magnetic Toast says the 9 of hearts would be a fun turn card. Instead, it's the 7 of spades.
Still pretty brutal.
Yep, not only another undercard to the nines, but now a gutter ball as well. 6 will give Kuznetsov the straight. Going to the river. Oh, and he absolutely drills it.
Oh, no.
Gets there.
Wait, guys. 5, 6, 7, 8.
You got it.
Oh, it's a straight. Just double checking.
Oh, almost full pot.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's one of those boards that's pretty nasty, right? I mean, Gonzalez could have a missed flush draw. Some of those missed flush draws have actually made a straight anyway, right? Obviously, he's going to have sets that he still might bet like this as well, given the nature of the UTG Open.
Michael's saying it's a god-awful board for aces, and I agree.
Yeah, it really is.
But the small blind isn't going to have as many of those, like, 6, 7, 8, 9s, whatever that's going to connect super hard with this board, right? I mean, granted, I don't think there's a ton of bluffs here in this spot either, nearly full pot size bluffs. So I think you can look at it from that perspective, but isn't the small blind calling range going to be a lot of things that just completely miss here?
Yeah, I take your point, Joe. I think, like you're saying, small blind as opposed to big blind.
Right,
That'll have way more of these sort of random one-card straights, etc. Yeah, that's definitely a consideration. And, I mean, like I said, you could have sets on the flop here as well. There's a good chance.
If 9s are there, 8s are going to be there, 7s are going to be there, 6s are probably going to be there.
Well, I was going to say 6s, 3s, and 5s, though, he might actually take out just because we're on the final as well, because he's just trying not to.
Maybe not 6s, sure.
He's trying not to set mine as he gets, 30 big blinds or less here.
9, 10 suited?
Yeah, I was going to say that. That seems like a really, really cute little candidate that he might still have in there. Again, might fold it. Pre-flop, but, just got to know your guy.
I understand Gonzalez thinking over this decision, but he's running out of time bank cards. Makes the call.
Woof.
Can I have a tea, please?
It's 2.
Thank you. Also Turkish tea, please.
I think Gonzalez has just surrendered his last 3 time bank cards. I think he's now out. He'll get 6 more tomorrow, but if we go through to the end of this level, he's now 30 seconds max per decision.
Almost 2 minutes. Or 1.5 minutes.
Almost 2.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Yep, unfortunate run up there for the aces, but tricky spot.
Rough stuff. I mean, that was going to be pretty rough for either player, right? If you think about it.
It was going to be gross for somebody.
An 8-high board, losing the aces or the straight peeling off.
Sorry about the... You're here.
Gonzalez reminds me of me. Always kind of a little step behind.
Dato with his 16 bigs.
Especially after losing a big pot. You're just like, what? Where's the, who?
Just a bit shell-shocked.
300,000.
The verbal declarer strikes again.
300,000. Kuznetsov wisely folds the 10-6. 9 deuce of diamonds. For Gilles Simon in the small blind. He folds. And now we've got Gonzalez in the big blind with Queen 7 of diamonds. He is there. We can't see him. There he is.
Probably just going to peel it. Yep, Queen 7 suiting seems good in the big blind.
I mean, why even bother if your aces can't win?
Wow, top 2 versus a diamond draw. No. And a reminder, Gonzalez has no time bank cards.
I can't imagine ever needing a time bank card, let alone 6 of them. What are these people doing? Writing their phone numbers down and giving them to waitresses?
So Dato 14 bigs behind, not going to struggle to get the chips in, even with the smaller size here on the flop.
200,000.
And does size down 200K, so just a little bit more than a quarter pot. As is customary in these circumstances.
I bet he plays better without the time bank cards.
We'll see.
Potentially.
Think long, think wrong.
9 of clubs on the turn. Dato now better than a 4-1 favorite.
Definitely want to continue turn here. Plenty of flush draws you can still get value from. Plenty of King X combos that might get sticky. Plenty of weak aces that you have dominated. Oh, wow. Takes the check. Free card city.
And it's a card that does not help Gonzalez.
I like free card city. The taxes are super high. Good schools, though.
Christian Dior was hoping for a boat versus flush, said it would be so sick. Do you want to tell him or shall I?
No.
Not possible.
Oh, man, Jose. Jose. Stop the bleeding. He's just rubbing it in his face the time bank cards at this point.
Just showing off.
It was like that scene from Three Amigos where Chevy pours all the water all over his face. Are you guys thirsty? Two brutal hands in a row for Jose Gonzalez.
Yeah, and he's dropped down below the 30 big blind mark. Not much separating. Gonzalez, Kozenkai, and Dato now.
Yeah, scratch that itch.
Andrea Dato still the shortest stack of the table, but with three... No, he's not. It's Kozenkai who's now the shortest stack at the table. Wow, both players with 24 bigs.
Some folks being critical of that shove. Nick's now making a very critical face of your comment.
Oh, chat.
Nice shove to get called by better.
Aggressive fold.
Nick, you know they can't see your face, right? That you should say something to respond.
Face for radio show. Yeah, I think that's there's still plenty that worse that calls you there. I think if you're not finding value with top two there on that run out, I really feel like you might be missing a trick though. You're getting a little bit too tight there, I think.
I do understand the sentiment of what the person's saying, right? That, like, yes, if you're up against, like, a set, maybe you get snapped off there.
Yeah.
And maybe there's not a ton of hands that can call you either. But what are you really afraid of there? How are you just got to raise.
I mean, if you actually think back to the hand, guys, there was a straight on the river, but it was with deuce 5, which is already a combo that probably wouldn't be played at all unless it was suited. And even then, some players still might take it out given the final table ICM. Sets, possible, but in that case, it would have to be a set of aces, a set of kings, or a set of threes, because all the other pairs probably just call and then fold. Set of threes, definitely a possibility, but the ace and the king are discounted because you have one of those in your hand each, and blockers are real. And then you think about all the hands that you do beat. Some weaker aces that still might call you, some weaker kings or stronger kings, medium strike kings. I mean, that probably still folds, but, you know, just bear with me. How about some 2 pairs with an ace? How about an ace tray? How about an ace 5? Especially if they're suited. I just think that when you break it down, there's probably more combos that pay you than combos that you're going to completely cry about.
Xavier asked, does Gonzalez auto-mock if he doesn't react in time? Yeah, sure does.
We have seen it before. A player with no time bank cards left who can't make a decision inside the 30 seconds. Auto-folded if you get to the end of that 30 seconds and you haven't decided what to do.
Cute little GTO wizard brainwashed chat boys, says Sim Shadies.
I did not see.
I like it.
Is that the name of our new band?
Cute little GTO wizard brainwashed chat boys? Yeah, sure.
You can make it into an acronym if you want.
I haven't gotten it right yet. Cute little GTO wizard brainwashed chat boys. There we go.
Pocket fours for Kuznetsov.
Big discipline.
Folds the sailboats.
I wish I had the same discipline with King Queen.
Someone's cat's in the room.
Every now and then, someone feels the need to have a tinkle.
Are you saying that was a Prince Albert rattling around?
You bluff king, you bluff.
I could use a Turkish tea around now. Can we get some Turkish teas in here?
I was going to say, Gonzalez looks a little bit forlorn, probably because he's been dealt the spraggy.
Blockers aren't real.
Blockers aren't real. They're not, by the way. It says it right here on my shirt.
9, 8, 7.
850.
Sorry, my shirt says straddle today, but earlier this week it said it right on my shirt.
1 plus.
Okay, Gonzalez getting aggressive with the ace-7 off.
What do we think of this 3-bet, Nick? Is this a legit 3-bet, or is this the more you tighten your grip, the more star systems slip through your fingers?
I think it's totally reasonable. Absolutely, Gonzalez not taking his foot off the gas. You know.
Oh, all right.
I was going to say, I think perhaps might be a little bit more skewed towards I'm going to start bluffing to try and win some chips back, given the fact he's been losing a few. But I don't know if we've seen Gonzalez really tilting so much yet, at least in the sessions I've seen.
Well, Gonzalez, who at one point was pretty much tied with Yannick Schumacher for the chip lead at this table, is now bottom, tied with Andrea Dato with 20 bigs each.
And Gilly just laying the hammer down. He's like, what was that? What did you say? I'm all in.
Yeah,
Sorry, how much you got? Yeah, I don't care. I'm all in.
Not shy. Not having it.
Beautiful stuff.
200,000.
Oh, there we go. I love 10s. It's just so much stuff. It's just blow.
5s for Gilly.
Cinco, cinco, cinco. I think he probably just wants to get away from this. I don't think you're going to mess around with a small pocket pair at that from that position.
8 and 10 plus.
Mike Oxlong asks how much of this level is left. 69 minutes, Mike.
Nice.
Isn't Mike Oxlong one of the guys who appears in the videos you watch when you're trying to crank it?
Yes, he's one of the top influencers in cranking.
Community.
Yeah. Alongside Michael Hunt and Pete Ness. Three of the most informative crank video creators. Yeah, a lot of them named Mike. There's a Michael Litteris as well. The three Mikes, that's what we call them. Oh, Jenny Talia, sure, of course. Who could forget Jenny? See more butts. Now that one's ridiculous. Don't ruin it.
So Tasharek has raised the button. Cousin Kai in the big blind with queen 6 faults.
Out of the way.
Discipline.
By the way, what did you fold? Like you use 4-time banks and had a jack.
What they fold?
Yeah, you.
What they fold?
Yeah.
Jacks.
Jacks, yeah.
I think I see a friendship developing. These are some brave people raising ace-8 under the gun. I know it's mandatory.
It's suited, Joe.
I know, but
this is an opportunity for greatness.
It's an opportunity to get 3-bet your pants off. I forget that normal people flop flush draws and make them occasionally. All right, I'll give this bad lookalike a spin. Gonzalez looks like Jason Mantzoukas from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Adrian Pimento.
Yeah.
Really great character.
I don't know, guys. If I'm Kuznetsov, I'm feeling pretty cool about coming along with the 7-4 of spades, but wow. All right, doesn't want to mess with it. That's fine. Could be that because it was UTG and cutoff, just a little bit stronger ranges, and just thinking, you know what, don't want to get mixed up. Seems reasonable to fold two, I think, for sure. But two suited cards where you're usually going to be live under these circumstances. Flush draw, no good, though. Definitely not helpful.
So ace-8 still the best hand on this king-jack-6 flop.
No overstock. I'm not friends with Jason Mantzoukas. We did live in the same neighborhood in LA, and I would see him out occasionally. And one of my friends went on a few dates with him, but I've never met the fella.
Check, check. Check of spades, pairs the board. Bringing a 55% chance of a chop.
This one goes to Uncle.
Uncle Lil.
This is great. We're bringing back poker nicknames. We've got Halil the Uncle, Tashirak, Andrea the Announcer, Dato, Jose the Beard, Gonzalez, Yannick, Michael Schumacher.
Fold lovely hand, my brother, and I say sorry, brother, that I fold. Discipline.
Press.
Ace-4 for Schumacher. Kuznetsov with the same hand in the small blind. Folds.
Great denial of equity.
10-9. Simon in the big.
I think we just call here a bunch. Nice hand to play versus that wider cutoff open. Definitely going to have enough equity to continue. Don't need to get too out of hand here.
Queen 10-5. Gilly flops best.
I think a nice little small continue from Schumacher's cool here. Schumacher 53 bigs, Gilly on 39, so probably just a third. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, I could go ultra small as well. Yeah, really cute size here. Extra, extra small. That's a call.
Gilly now a 95% favorite with the 5 of spades pairing the board. Svensson says, gonna play until a winner today. Good God, no. We can barely lose a player to get down to 6. 2-pair on the river for Simon. I mean, I know he already had 2-pair. He's got a better 2-pair now.
I just want to make sure these two remember to put their green scarves back in the green scarf bin on the way out. We're going to need them for tomorrow.
Yep, not complimentary. 3-pair for Gilly. I think it's pretty unlikely your opponent has a queen here. Probably bet flop, bet turn with a queen, so going to have the best hand here a ton. Obviously a situation where your opponent could consider having a stab after you check, but I think with ace high, you're probably pretty good just to try and get to showdown here.
We got to 16 yesterday, and that person was chastising us for having another 2 days to play this tournament.
Yeah, where's that dude now? I sure like to tell him to go suck an egg.
Nice spot there, Gilly.
7 million, 46 big blind, sitting in 3rd place on the leaderboard. Yannick Schumacher second in chips with 51 bigs. Halil Tashirek is the current chip leader with 52 bigs.
Frankie B wants to know, is that the Simone from PokerStars? Yeah.
Really?
Sure.
I wasn't.
The hell are you talking about? Of course it
You
is.
heard it like.
He's Simone, this is PokerStars. He's the Simone from PokerStars.
What's yours? What do you think?
33.
32.
The Dare to Stream champ.
Sorry for the adverse comments.
28.
28?
Yes. Drinking the whole week?
Poker is a tough game now.
It was a long week, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Where are you from?
Hungary.
If he wins, he'll have enough for a stream-ready PC.
Cameron Wood asks, is this the chat board for PokerStars? Cameron, the chat is specific to this live stream.
Is this the PokerStars BBS?
Is this the PokerStars teletext? There's a throwback.
Gonzalez with the snowmans.
It's fitting. He's been running pretty cold lately. Well, this will be a win. Put this one in the win column.
Gilly says, Thought we were just going to have a nice friendly game. Nice pick up there for Gonzalez, though. Pretty cute little big blind situation.
With other one, you.
So Dato back at the bottom with 18 bigs. Gonzalez has just chipped up over 20 bigs. 56 minutes left on the level. That means a maximum of 56 minutes of play left today. We'll finish earlier than that if we lose someone in 7th place. Wow, how has no one noticed this before?
Shut up.
Quipsy123, has anyone said Joe Stapleton looks like a bad lookalike of Charlie Day? How has this never come up in conversation?
Unbelievable.
Only about 2,000 times.
Today.
Are you living in Hungary?
Here's the real question. Do you think Charlie Day is aware of me, and anyone has ever said to him, you look like this poker commentator Joe Stapleton?
Would you be offended if the answer is most likely no?
No, I would not be offended.
Yep. You always have to specify that.
Joe always gave me Brad Pitt vibes.
Thank you.
I had that once. It's like a year ago at some train station. There was like a group of Turkish kids who went to the Netherlands for some
Some
exchange
people are saying yes. Some people have my back in
They're
chat.
like smart high school kids, and they went to university for a bit of an exchange. And they started quizzing me on a bunch of stuff. And they asked me, what's the capital of Turkey? And I knew it was Ankara. And they were so proud of me.
Stapes was famous before Charlie is incorrect.
Yeah, but you're right. Everyone.
That's assuming you agree I'm famous now, but let's focus on the poker here. Pocket Kings for Dato.
Boring geography lessons. I'm sorry for boring all of you guys.
We love you, everyone.
I'm a nerd.
Does somebody here doesn't love him?
You? Him? He's a very lovely kid, no?
Of course.
Sweetheart.
You know. A sweetheart bastard.
But good attitude.
Yeah, you better strap in Kuznetsov.
Stream for Americans.
You're going to be ice skating uphill this hand.
Bang, bang.
Always an ace on the desk when you have kings.
So you guys will notice this sneaky, sneaky flat by Dato.
Yeah, someone watching on Twitch called Not a Pro 420, whose handle should probably be Not a Nice Person.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, Raksha got him.
Happy birthday yesterday, Raksha. It's over. Wasn't it great? Wasn't it a great birthday?
It's still her birthday in the UK.
Yo, Raksha, it's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday.
What's that other song? The hip-hop song from like the mid-2000s? Birthday checks. Birthday checks. Hope you get some birthday checks, Russia.
Checks like the cereal.
I was thinking more like CHEQUES.
Oh, checks. Sure. I always got that one wrong.
Have we seen a single Pocket Kings in the last 4 hours where an ace didn't come on the desk?
No, because there's always an ace on the desk. I mean, that saying exists for a reason. It's not occasionally, sometimes.
I think the Kings can find a little value here, potentially. And it might be like a blocker bet kind of situation. Yeah, and I think that's exactly what he's going for here. Nice little teeny tiny lead on the river. Going to try and get value from some 9x, 7x. Obviously slows the action down if he is somehow beat by like a weaker ace that might have taken a check on the turn just to be safe. finds a pot control. But also, when you do this move, you open yourself up to potentially getting raised, because some players might read into that as weakness and attack that smaller lead. But nicely played from Dato, very composed as always, and now 25 big blinds in stack.
Service, please. Camarero.
Can I have another minty?
Camarero.
Can I start calling it the usual at this point? Probably.
Love a Turkish tea.
7. It's going to be 7, I think.
Wow. Excuse me.
They have to go out into the garden to find new mints at this point. Supplies.
Hey, bro.
Running low.
Fuck. To do it all in once, you know. It's ugly once you go on again and again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My manners. Sorry, I should have asked.
No, that's it. Yeah. Another mint tea, please. Another mint tea. I want to be like my friend.
Not gonna lie, the minty here is actually incredible.
Thank you.
I'm with Gonzalez on this one.
Simone looks like the guy from Boardwalk Empire with one eye. All right, I'll allow it. Yeah, absolutely. Totally. Richard, right? That was his name? The guy with half a face?
Yeah.
What a badass. What a great character he was.
Speaking of Gonzalez, on the button. Let's go. Gonna pump it up.
Richard Harrow. Thank you, Sam.
Gonzalez making it 350,000 with the ace-jack and gets both blinds to fold. Big Toro says, I feel like we're going to enter tomorrow with 7 players. You and me both. I know we still have more than half this level to play out, but just, I feel it in my waters, Nicholas.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get to the end of the level.
5 minutes before the end of the level.
What? It's going 48 more minutes. We're going to go the distance.
Oh, I know.
That's what we were saying.
No, that's what I think. You guys
Jesus
stealing my
Christ.
answer?
No.
Hello, 6-5 suited. That's a pretty hand. 300,000. Okay, keeping it tight. Don't mind that.
You see, when we run the breaks and we have those best of retro clips,
Yes.
and we look at EPTs of yesteryear, the era before ICM, the era when people were just punting chips left, right, and center and playing for the win, staring their opponents down. It was a case of who wanted it more. It was glorious, because this had been over in 5 minutes. We'd have a winner by now.
Oh, poker.
Because there was a lot of machismo back then, too. All this folding was disgraceful. Low T.
Schumacher with the ISO. He's like, not a limp on my big blind, and he's going to take it down. I really get the feeling that Halil to Syriac, he's got alligator blood. I really get that vibe from that guy. Like he's like, oh, you think 5 days is long? I could do this for 20.
Which one?
To Syriac.
Oh yeah, I agree. He's gonna go play cash after this.
Yeah, he's gonna go fire some cash immediately after we finish up.
He's gonna
today.
have one hand pressing a slot machine while his other hand is peeling cards in a cash game.
Yeah, kid's got alligator blood for sure. You can tell.
Realize that I had you in my head. Big head, bro.
Yeah, minty run good.
Yeah, that's why I asked for it. I hate mint, but
It didn't work for me.
6 plus.
pass.
8 plus. 10 plus.
I have a bad look-alike for Schumacher's shirt. It looks like a Trisket.
I don't know what that is.
I know what you're talking about. That's a very American reference.
Well, I rolled the dice and it didn't pay off.
You got a nickname for two kings?
Call them big fat clangers earlier.
Massive clangers.
Man queens.
Raise and take it for Schumacher. Thing is, guys, with 1,320 entries, we knew at some point this was going to slow down, and due to the number of chips in play, we were going to have a longer day, I guess.
Unfortunately, it started slowing down yesterday about this time.
Well, actually, yesterday we didn't even get to the end of the 5th level, right? So this is the day when it's all caught up with us.
Let's go. Minty.
You're not wrong, pal.
Dealer.
Or live.
I can't play without seeing my cards. No ICM pressure.
Yeah, nobody here cares about ICM. That's clear.
You know about that, right?
Thank you.
Nikita, the famous Nikita.
No gamble, no future, discipline.
Okay, let's gamble. Fold.
Got him.
That's not how
Careful there, buddy.
That Spanish sense of humor we've heard so much about.
That's right, Josh, watching on YouTube. This is part 2. The video had to be reset during the dinner break because this broadcast has now been going on for more than 12 hours.
Smart. Smarter than to do it early.
I agree, Krishna. No one is a risk taker. They really need to stop thinking about the 6-figure scores they're competing for and start mixing it up a little bit. Get in there with your trade deuce and your...
If you're not first, you're last.
There can only be only one winner.
Somebody needs to pump up the volume.
Kuznetsov out-flopped here, but has a solid drawer. Hey, look at this, huh? We talked about Minty. It magically appears, and by magically, I mean a very hardworking producer named Summer. Thank you.
Turkish tea, baby.
So is Turkish tea the same as mint tea? Are you basically just giving it a different name?
No, they're completely different. But
Yeah, let her hold the tray with both hands and grab the tea off of it. How about? There we
Okay,
go.
there we
I can
go.
tell that Summer has been lucky enough to maybe not have a ton of serving jobs. You have. So why are you struggling with that tray right now?
Now, it's not that I'm not ungrateful, so I need to check. Is this a herbal tea or is this a caffeinated?
It's caffeinated, yeah.
Okay, I cannot be drinking caffeinated.
I'll take his, don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry, thank you.
I got to stay up watching cranking tutorials later anyway, so
I've already got mine.
Oh, you found a hack, have you?
Yeah, no, I got a VPN. I actually just FaceTime my girlfriend, then she shares her screen, leaves the room.
You know, this what happened when you're so unfocused and they
It's a little workaround.
Do you know what's frightening is that's actually plausible.
She doesn't want any part of my cranking.
90% of these combos go through minimum 2 pairs.
400,000.
Straight, whatever.
On the hand where your lines move.
Kuznetsov has made the 10 high flush.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Summer. I didn't mean to criticize your tray skills.
You know, Barcelona, Junior remains 0.8 blinds. One final table?
Check.
5 seconds.
It's actually a complete insult that we mentioned green tea that many times and it took someone that long to bring it to us. Only one person hopped to it. Unbelievable.
Kuznetsov checking it over to Schumacher, who has the opportunity to represent clubs. I don't think there's any chance Kuznetsov is going to fold that club unless he goes ridiculously big here. And even then, still might find it.
5 seconds. Seconds.
2 million. That is
wow.
big.
Oh, wow. And Kuznetsov has to worry about the king and the queen, right?
Probably more like the king or the queen, but yes.
Yeah, the two cards
Yeah.
that Schumacher could have.
Oh, man.
I mean, does he really? Mostly just has to worry about the king, right?
Recap of the action. The button raise from Schumacher, flattered by Kuznetsov.
5 seconds.
Kuznetsov check calling the flop, check calling the turn,
Does lay it.
folding the river.
That is bossy from Schumacher.
Schumacher-laka.
And Schumacher up to 9.5 million, nearly 65 bigs. Put some distance between himself and the rest of the table.
You're making me sick with that bluff. Absolutely sensational stuff.
Use the timing.
Can I have one?
When Schumacher watches the vlog back later, he's going to puke when he sees he's up against the 10 of clubs.
I think he'll allow himself a smile.
Yeah.
Sevens for Gonzalez. Remember that controversial hand between Gonzalez and Kuznetsov?
I
That
do.
That was today.
No. It was day 5. But it was yesterday.
Okay. It was during this session, during this period of the
I'll
tournament.
give it to you. I just needed to
During this broadcast.
pet at you for a second. I'm sorry.
Although technically the broadcast did end and then restart, didn't it?
Only on one channel, not the other.
Tasharek just mucks the dominated hand. Oh, boy.
Ace Jack of strawberries for Schumacher.
What's in this tea? I'm feeling good.
The spirit of Turkey.
What's funny is when I think of Turks, is that what you say? Turkish people? I think of like really tough people, and then they're like, here's your tea, and here's a little sugar packet for you. Well, if you want to sweeten it up a little. In case the tea is a little too tough on your little tum-tum.
Turkish coffee, less forgiving.
I didn't use this sugar.
So Kuznetsov calling with nines. Trey deuce for Simon in the big blind. Folds, so we're going three-way to the flop. Five, four, deuce.
Gonzalez in another terrible spot.
He's not having a good day, is he?
It's just the last couple hours.
I was going to say, that to be fair, he was having a good day earlier, but the evening session, not so much. Kuznetsov with the best hand. Leads here for 250,000.
Oh, man. Really a tough spot for Gonzalez here. 21 big blinds behind him. And is going to be tempted to continue here.
No, it looks like he's going to fold. No, time bank problems, too. Let's not forget about that. Does not fold calls.
Heads up to the turn.
Yeah, Schumacher out of the way.
Queen of spades.
Good news for the sevens, believe it or not.
L'Oreal on YouTube says the commentators need a nap. No, the commentators need to go to bed. We need more than a nap. We need a good night's sleep.
I've had 6 naps today.
We need to be fully refreshed and at our best for tomorrow's final table, when 7 players will return.
5 seconds. C5, check.
James, you have an extra 30 minutes to sleep in. Yeah, that's how it works. There's not like stuff that needs to be done in the morning. Gonna make sure that Joe knows where to stand.
Uh-oh.
Joe, we're going to need you to flub your lines from right here.
Yeah, I mean, with the lead there, Gonzalez is probably thinking he legitimately has the best hand. I think he thinks he's going for value here. I think Kuznetsov is going to have a couple leads that contain a 4, a deuce, a 5, maybe a combination of one of those pairs plus a straight draw.
5 seconds.
550,000 apiece.
Gulp. What's SPR now? Not great, Bob.
And I think it's going to go check on the river. Neither player feeling great, but both with very considerable showdown.
Lines are good, and that will leave Jose Gonzalez with 16 big blinds.
Small blind, 9.
Eh?
Small blind, 9. Red 9, black 9.
Always.
Poor fella.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, once again, though, Joe, it's kind of the same setup as before. Small blind range there, very different from the big blind defend range there, and I think probably doing way better against the big blind range there than you would do against the small blind range there.
I understand what you're saying, yes.
Yeah. Very similar setup to the previous situation. They found themselves in pocket nines in the small blind once again for Kuznetsov, who's up to 46 big blinds.
Bastian says, and I thought Killers of the Flower Moon was long.
Lol.
Do you see that it's underperforming at the box office?
How do they know that? Or oh, it's Sunday, I guess.
Guess what's beating it? Doing much bigger numbers.
Hold on.
It's not the Marvels or whatever.
No.
Is it something that also came out this weekend, or
I
Trolls?
I'm not sure if it came out this weekend or it's been out a week already. I'm not 100% on the US box office, but I saw the headline this morning that had Killers of the Flower Moon underperforming and trailing X.
Trolls 3.
No. I've seen it in the chat.
Oh, the Taylor Swift documentary. Yeah,
Taylor
of course.
Swift's eras.
Of course.
Sushi.
Actually, it's not even a documentary. It's just the concert
the
on
concert.
film. Yeah. Crazy.
I'm going to go and see it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Alone?
No.
With your daughter, I hope.
Yeah, my daughter's moved on from Taylor Swift. She listens to like Biggie and Tupac now. I had to break it to her that they're both dead.
Yeah.
They haven't put out a new album in a while.
And then you get
The concept of albums to the youth of today is alien. It's just what songs are on what streaming platform.
Right, which TikTok? Oh, this is a new Tupac because it's the first time they've heard it on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
I took a mint tea. Please, mint tea. Mint tea. Oh.
Life After Death. Great album.
Life After Life, you mean? Tupac is alive.
Not yet.
Living in Joe Stapleton's backyard.
Tupac is alive. I saw him pumping gas in Beverly Hills. 100%.
If Joe Stapleton had a pool house, he'd be living in Joe Stapleton's pool house.
Kings again. Alex, he wasn't driving a car. He was working there.
All right, guys, so just to be clear here, Tasuriak, 47 big, Schumacher, 54. So these are the two big boys at the table.
Tashurak calling the 3-bet. And these two are going to the flop. We've got 2.2 million in the middle already. $9.76.
Oh, baby.
Open-ended straight draw for Tashurak, who is probably feeling pretty good about 8s as things stand.
What a flop for the Ochos, though. Tons of equity here, given the fact he was crushed pre. It's actually increased in equity from pre-flop considerably.
Chris says, come on, Tasty Rack.
Ono says, last hand of the night? Possibly.
I don't see how.
King on the turn, 10 on the river.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
definitely can just be winning here with the 8s plus the improver. I think a call just makes so much sense. Don't want to get all hot and heavy against an overpair.
Good call, Rafa. 2 kings. No ace on the desk for once.
7 definitely not the worst turn for kings here. Obviously, slightly less likely your opponent's got a set of 7s, which is something that they still might be dealing with here.
5 seconds. 2 bets out. 1,800,000.
Okay, this is getting serious. 1.8 the bet from Schumacher now.
So just over half pot.
Seconds.
Probably just asking himself, would he really do this with ace-king? Maybe an ace-queen suited.
Even still, don't you have to, based on the fact that you can still improve?
It's not the worst price in the world. If you think that there's a chance you might be winning some of the time, and then also a way to improve directly with the 5 or the 10.
For those reasons, I'm in. Largest pot of the tournament?
Not yet.
Also, it's a multi-way pot, so shush.
Ace queen, ace king.
Well, yeah, the player's not. Oh, you can't improve.
Oh, wow.
You can still improve, Nick.
That's an ocho.
Wow.
That's an ocho.
He's thinking he might river the straight, but instead it's an 8, and he rivers the boat.
Snowman's.
Oh, man. Num num. This is maybe the best feeling in poker. I
was going to say that maybe the money goes in if there's an 8 on the river. Well, I didn't think there was any chance an 8 would hit the river.
No, I think that's a good check back from Schumacher. The board just got very straighty.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see a check there from Syriac. I really feel like you're letting your opponent off, even when they got monster hands here. And
also because the money wouldn't go in.
That is a mahoosive pot.
Yeah, and it's going to give Halil Tashirek the chip lead. He's got 10. Well, no, he's got 11 million. Over 70 big blinds. And we see Schumacher has dropped down to 4th place. Schumacher playing fewer than 40 bigs. Gonzalez has dropped down to 13 bigs.
You agree?
Yeah, I can't help but think maybe just like a little blocker bet on the river there, just trying to eke out the calls from the aces and kings, potentially incentivize a raise on the river from some of those overpairs, although probably usually defaulting to a flat, I imagine.
Maybe a straight raise is here?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Pocket 10s might be in there once in a while. Not sure how frequently we see a 3-bet from those positions with the 10s. Probably not as often, but you never know. You never know. And
you never will know.
Yeah, checking there, unfortunately, means no more value, but still a huge pot for Halil Tashirek.
W. Cutmore asks, does anyone know the highest place Brit? I would guess, what, King Charles? Thank you for your question. James Corden? I don't know.
Oh, come on.
He's coming back, right?
Back to the UK?
He's quitting his show.
Yeah, we've had enough of him.
We don't want him.
Time has come. Gonzalez he glances at the dealer like, did I do it wrong again?
I meant to limp.
It's a fine looking squirrel you got there, sir.
Well, y'all did it to yourselves. Y'all are going to be shallow AF tomorrow. And you have no one to blame but yourselves.
That's why it really hurts.
I know it's difficult going to 1:30 in the morning. However, I would rather have it go to 1:30 in the morning right now than have a heads-up match go to 1:30 in the morning tomorrow.
You do realize that they're not mutually exclusive, right? That there is the possibility that we could play till 1:30 in the morning today and they could still play heads up till 1:30 in the morning the following day.
It'd be really tough given the level shortening.
Improbable, sadly not impossible.
Quiet.
So you're saying it's improbable, but not impossible.
Correct.
Kuznetsov, queen 10 suited, under the gun +1. Got the chippies, gonna put in a raise. 325K to go.
So average is 5.6. Big blind's 150,000. Carry the 1. Factorial. Imaginary number. Boop, boop, boop. I can't do it.
Square root of infinity equals MC squared.
You better watch out. You better beware. Albert knows that E equals MC squared.
That sounds like a rap song that would be sung by Lil Tazarek.
It's a song from, I want to say, 1979 called Einstein a Go-Go by Landscape.
It's a wonder I've never heard of it.
Einstein a Go-Go.
More like Einstein a no-no. Gonzalez, 16 big blinds, pocket sixes.
All you can eat.
All right, now hear me out here for Gonzalez. Bad lookalike. Hear me out. Elizabeth Moss. Look at the eyes. I got unlucky there that we cut away real quick. Look at the eyes.
4 stacks of greens or 3? Yes. 4 stacks of 4?
I'm literally on the edge of my seat.
All right, now check it out.
No discipline.
Elizabeth Moss.
I mean, literally, if you were to just frame out everything but the eyes. Yes.
Right, take off the beard. Add a little handmaid's outfit.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
He was just posturing. He had 7 to go.
This is the depths to which we plunged.
Maybe he'll just do it for me.
Making Jose sweat a little bit. Eh? Making you sweat a little bit.
Yeah. Next time you ask, I'm gonna call the floor, okay?
Sure.
Oh yeah, Forrest Gump running. Sure, I can see that, Sisyphos. Almost did it again.
Thank you to Sinistar 23. Einstein A Go-Go was a good alternative music club in Jacksonville, Florida in the 1980s. Hashtag fun fact.
Einstein A Go-Go.
The thing I remember about the song, I remember this when I was a kid, it starts with like someone calling the White House and being told that they can't be put through to President Carter.
The Turkish corner cheered for me.
Yeah, why not? Netherlands is like have more Turkish people than some of the Turkish cities.
There's a guy working here. I forgot his name, but he spoke German, or spoke German. What? He spoke Dutch to me and my friends. Funnily enough, he said he lived in the Netherlands for 12 years. Really nice guy. Shout out to him.
Shout out to that guy. 15 minutes left on the clock. Going to play out the last 15 minutes of this level. Only stop if we lose a player. It is looking unlikely the way things are going.
By the way, overwhelming support for Elizabeth Moss and Jose Gonzalez. Pocket queens for Lil Tazarek. Oh boy.
These two, the big stacks at the table now. 46 bigs for Gilly, and Tazarek now 69 bigs. Playing it cool. Pre-flop, no 3-bet from the ace-queen. Board is king 10-4. Gut shot for Simon. An opportunity for a c-bet from Tazarek, but plays it cool. Yeah, it seems unlikely that Simon would miss the opportunity to bet a king on this turn, so I think queens start to go for some value now. A little bit of protection from some flush draws, maybe some straight draws, for example, ace-queen. Maybe queen-jack, maybe jack-9 suited.
What is making that noise?
Someone's rubbing their chips together.
Oh, Barry Greenstein comes wading in. Bathrobe flapping open. In your face.
Chat pros, feel free to tell us all about how this wouldn't have happened if you c-bet the flop. Go.
But Tazarek is still chip leader with 9.88 million. Gilles Simon second in chips with 8.18 million. Jose Gonzalez still the short stack of the table, playing 2.8, 16 bigs. And 12 and a half minutes to go.
ICM, amen.
Take your ICM.
It's on you, bro. Sorry. Excuse me. How much chips?
Cheryl Spencer wants to know, where is Stapes? He's in Cyprus. Thank you for your question. I'm not going to give you his room number, Cheryl. I mean, that would be inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
Seconds. 5, 4.
20 seconds.
I have 10 seconds less.
I'm sure it's fine. 6, 5, 4.
Please, how much chips do you have? Come on. This is so not kind, eh? Not I'm joking, eh?
I know.
I never say the chips. That person. Never, ever, ever. Only the chips of the other guy today twice. I don't know if you was on the table.
Which one?
I don't know, but I was counting his chips and suddenly the guy said, how much you have? And I said the amount. I said, fuck.
The guy with the Ukrainian.
Yeah, 15 minutes later, the same. And I said it again. I said, sorry, bro.
Yeah.
It won't.
Five orbit penalty.
It won't happen again. So sick.
A lot of apologies coming out of Jose Gonzalez today.
Good intentions.
Because I recently counted, you know. And he said, how much you have? I said, that. Giving the information.
Raised 300,000.
James and Joe, onto the gun.
That's not the James and Joe. The
Joe
Joe
Chipleton
is the Jack of Hearts, JH for James Hartigan, and the Jack of Spades, JS for Joe Stapleton.
Thank you, though, Nick. Good looking out.
Don't worry, you've got Isaac on YouTube to deflect. Isaac writes, Jason Derulo is going to fly in out of nowhere and win this game.
Jason Derulo.
We're playing Mad Libs? What's going on?
I mean, why not?
Name a person. Jason Derulo.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Call.
All right, ace-9 going to be dominated going to the flop.
And Gonzalez does not have a lot of big blinds. He's got like a 2-to-1 stack to pot ratio and is drawing nearly dead.
And he flop out of sets. So Gonzalez here, just a reminder, guys, our shortest stack, 14 big blinds behind. To Syriac. Not going to struggle to get the chips in if he takes a check on the flop here. It would be kind of cool to see him slow down and try and go 2 streets on the turn and river.
Mr. Jerky Jerky says, there's Jason Derulo, JD, Jack of Diamonds.
Yeah, he just finds it continue here. 300K to go, nice and small.
JC is the Josh Charles.
No action with the Jables. Just top set.
Tajirek adds to his chip lead. Gonzalez subtracts from his chip deficit.
What does Gonzalez have now? Fewer than 15 bigs?
Yup.
If Gonzalez can survive another 7.5 minutes, he will come back for the final day, and at least he will get 6 time bank cards at the start of play tomorrow, because right now he doesn't have any.
Mr. Shorty says spam Bob Ross to support bad lookalike Elizabeth Moss.
I shouldn't find that as amusing as I do.
That was a good one.
Medium Roller says, wouldn't subtracting from a deficit be adding? You're absolutely correct, but you are also absolutely banned.
Schumacher back in the mix.
Thank you for your comment.
UTG with the ace jack off.
Everyone's getting a little bit sleepy now.
Jose. Jose. There we go. Hey, a little sourdough, a little artisanal, huh?
Yeah, versus that UTG Open, though, I think just a flat is what you want to do.
Ace Jack still the best hand on a 10-10-6 flop.
All right, just check it down. Let's go. Turn river. Push the pot.
Big bet, 200,000.
Or bet. Fine.
Excuse me, one little question. Tomorrow we redraw or we have the same seats?
No redraw. The final redraw of the tournament has already taken place. You get the same seats tomorrow. All 7 of you. Just resign myself to the fact that no one's going broke tonight.
You might be right there, not long left.
Aspetta, le carte, aspetta. Comunque mancano 4 minuti.
Bello rail, eh? Bellissimo.
English only when there's a hand in progress, please.
Every creep in the world knows Bellissimo.
Let me see the cards minimum, no? Bro, very quick.
We've seen it from this position before, guys. Very prone to just playing the all-in card with the shorter stack here. I think we're going to see it again. Just 14 big blinds behind Jose Gonzalez.
Shoves for 14 bigs. As the button and blinds to get through, it's Andrea, the announcer Dato, on the button. 7-3 off. No drama here. No tension.
Will he announce fold?
As long as he does it today, I really don't care.
Uh-oh.
Queens for Tashirek in the small blind.
Can't wait to see the ace on the desk.
You are playing like 5 million?
That's 5, 6. Okay.
Reshove from Tashirek. And a fold from Schumacher.
30%, I think. Yes. Do it.
So Gonzalez is at risk and behind.
Take my man.
But all he needs is an ace on the desk.
You have sick card distribution. Like queens,
Make
jack,
it 22.
king, queen.
Lucky. 25 blank for tomorrow.
Of course, if queens hold, this will be the last hand of the night. Gonzalez will bow out in 7th place.
And if they don't hold, the next hand will be the last hand of the night.
These chips.
Well, no ace on the flop, but there is a jack and 2 diamonds.
He knows all of his outs. This guy's good.
5 immediate outs for Jose Gonzalez.
Let's go, bro. We're together to win them.
Turn card is the 9 of diamonds. 12 outs now for Gonzalez.
Oh, it's never easy.
45 seconds of waiting now.
Okay.
Diamonds, jacks, and aces all working for him. 33% chance of survival.
Come on. One time, please. Everyone here deserves it.
The river is a jack.
Wow.
Trips for Gonzalez. He doubles up on the penultimate hand of the night.
The man is a skill.
I'm a lucky bastard, no?
Yes, you are.
Story checks out.
For tomorrow, what it is?
What the fuck?
Bounce, see, 25, no, 27. Oh, so sick.
Gonzalez now has more than 30 big blinds. Bjorn Cousin Kai is now the short stack with 17 bigs. But remember, we're going to play one more hand tonight. If we don't lose a player in that hand, we come back with 7 tomorrow, and they're going to be a lot shallower because the blinds go up tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
By the way, Tash Direct just lost the chip lead. Gilles Simon's now the biggest stack.
Yeah, not much in it, though. Only about 2 big blinds between Gilly and Tsiriak.
Now, guys, we could still lose a player on the last hand of the night, and then it'll be the last hand of the night.
Thank you for the clarification, Joseph.
I have 2.2, right?
Let's not forget that Gonzalez' luck started way earlier when his one-chip call was ruled a not call. Could have gone broke there.
Obviously, we will be playing 8-handed tomorrow once Jason Derulo arrives in Cyprus.
See you guys.
Jason Derulo.
What if that dude ended up being right?
What the fuck, hermano?
Yeah.
Kuznetsov raising here with Queen Jack, folded to the blinds. Schumacher in the small. Ace deuce. Folds.
Literally the whole level.
And Cousin Kai folds the 8-3. That is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for day 5 of the EPT Cyprus main event. We've come to the end of level 31. We did not get down to 6. So 7 players will return for the final day, competing for the title trophy and first prize of $1 million. And it will be this guy, Gilly, Gilles Simon, who will have the chip lead, the slight advantage.
Then I can celebrate free, you know? Because it's hard to contain these feelings when somebody got the other feelings.
No one is more delighted to have made it through today to the final table than Jose Gonzalez.
Yeah, what an absolutely beautiful run out for the ace-jack. Equity found and realized.
So these are the chip counts coming into tomorrow. Blinds go up to 100,000, 200,000. Pressure on Cousin Kai and Dato. 12, 14 big blinds respectively. The chip leader only has 40 big blinds. This is now getting ridiculously shallow. There has to be some movement soon. We need to lose some players. We need to see some consolidation in the stacks.
6, 7, 7.5, 7.8.
And a reminder of what they're playing for. And this is the reason why we're not seeing a lot of action. Big jumps. Everyone's trying to ladder, make a bigger payout. But only one of them is going to take that 7-figure score and be named EPT Cyprus champion.
Here, tomorrow 12. 2, 4, yes, maybe. Sorry, sir. I need to focus. 6 million. 6 million and 50. 6 million and 50.
Italian royalty on the stage.
So we will be back tomorrow. In the meantime, head to the PokerStars blog for updates and stories from the European Poker Tour. We've got 1 day of streaming left to go. It's the final table, crowning the first ever EPT Cyprus champion. We're going to be on air half an hour later than usual. 1 p.m. local time. That is noon Central European Summer Time. We'll see you then. Until then, from Joe Stapleton, Nick Walsh, Maria Ho, Griffin Benja, and me, James Hartigan, it is good night from Cyprus.